Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Virtrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, October 4th. Our top story, from undaunted to daunted.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Port workers strike in agreement.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Right now, looking pretty good across the entire system. Pretty typical Friday morning. No volume to speak of. No incidents either, so we're at pretty much standard speeds. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Weather looks nice, becoming mostly sunny today with a high of 67 degrees. Clear and mild overnight. Low down to 56. Right now, 59 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, just like that. Season is over for your Milwaukee Brewers.
Tying run at the plate. 4-2 New York. The pitch. A double play ball hit to Lindor, and the throw is going to wind up with a double play. And the New York Mets.
Yeah, after taking a 2-0 lead in the eighth inning on back-to-back solo home runs from Jake Bauers and Sal Frelick, the Mets then went on to score 4 against the Brewers. All-star closer Devin Williams in the ninth. With Pete
They wanted to win for each other. They wanted to win for the city. Perhaps most of all, they wanted to win for Bob. Long after the final out in Thursday's game, Bob Uecker remained in the clubhouse with a handshake and a hug for every player, and meaningful conversations with the likes of Willie Adames and Christian Yelich.
By far the hardest part of the night for me was talking to Bob, and it's tough. Yeah, it's right over there. It's just a great guy.
Long after most of the media members and players had left the room, there was Bob in the Brewers clubhouse. Right there next to Bob, longtime friend Robin Yount. From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
If you care, the Mets advance to the National League Divisional Series, where they'll face the Phillies in a best-of-5 series. Congrats.
A strike by 45,000 dock workers at the East and Gulf Coast ports is now over for now. ABC's Reagan Medji.
It's a tentative agreement up until January 15th, but what this means for the dock workers is higher pay. What it means for you and me, it means that when we order something online from overseas, it will be delivered in time, not only for this week, next week, but also for the holiday season. And it was a celebratory mood here at the dock as those dock workers, thousands of them, are back on the job.
So this tentative deal holds until January 15th. It gives both sides time to work out some other issues like the threat of automation.
Decision, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is special for me for a particularly important reason.
Republican and former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, born in Madison, where her parents met at the University of Wisconsin, but it was the birthplace of the Republican Party, where she spoke at a campaign event alongside Democrat and Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday.
So we are gathered here today in Ripon, not far, as the Congresswoman mentioned, from a small building where the Republican Party was born in 1854.
Cheney has been a leading critic of former President Donald Trump, says she will be casting her vote for the Democratic ticket for the first time this year. Meanwhile, the former president returns to Wisconsin on Sunday. He's got a rally at the Dodge County Airport in, Dodge County.
There's one state referendum question on the ballot this November. It asks to change a single word in the state constitution. Should Section 1 of Article 3 be amended to say only a United States citizen age 18 or older may vote? State Director in Wisconsin for Americans for Citizen Voting, Will Martin, tells WTMJ.
Because courts in other parts of the country have indicated they've looked at this as being clear about citizens but silent on non-citizens. So this, by changing it from every to only, we no longer have any other questions about who is allowed to vote in the state of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin law does not currently allow for non-citizens to vote, but GOP lawmakers say the amendment would prevent Wisconsin from allowing such a change in the future.
We Energy's customers speaking out against a proposed rate hike.
Dozens expressed frustrations at a 90-minute Public Service Commission meeting at the Drury Plaza Hotel Thursday.
We Energies has asked the Commission to approve a 9.2% rate increase for residential customers in 2025, followed by an 8.5% increase in 2026. Before the meeting, about 50 people gathered on the steps of We Energies headquarters in a protest organized by Action for Climate Emergency. WEC Energy Group says the rate hike does not go to natural gas facilities. It supports new renewable energy and EPA compliance measures. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Coming up, Wisconsin doing its part to help the Southeast recover. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. So many of you have told me about your plans for the future. Starting a business, buying a home, retiring near your grandchildren. But prices are too high. So let me tell you what I will do about it as president. I will take on price gouging. I will lower the cost of health care insurance. We cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. I'm running to do that for everyone. And I will provide new down payment assistance to first-time home buyers and tax benefits to people who want to start their own business. Donald Trump, well, he wants to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, whereas I will cut taxes for the middle class instead. Because I know working people want to do more than just get by. You want to get ahead, and that's the future you deserve. And that is what I will focus on every day as your president. Paid for by Harris for President.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our Sidex Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting creepy to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
In this real estate market, you need an aggressive real estate agent. Milwaukee Realty pays for client home inspections and well inspections for their buyers and sellers. That's aggressive. Ask your favorite agent if they will, and then call Milwaukee Realty.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Brewers closer Devin Williams owns it. We'll hear from him in sports at 6:15.
Cleanup continues following Hurricane Helene. Officials in Tennessee have opened a criminal investigation now of a plastics company. This is where workers were allegedly told to stay at work during the height of the onslaught from the storm. When workers were able to leave, floodwaters poured through the parking lot. 11 were swept away. At least 2 were killed. Several remain missing today. Zena Atkins, an employee there, says they should not have been at work during the storm.
If they would have just said, go, or y'all don't need to work today, they knew there was a chance. We worked right next to the river. None of this would be happening. None of the families would be going through what they're dealing with.
This company in Tennessee says it will cooperate fully within an investigation. It claims employees were never told they would be fired if they left the facility.
Firefighters from Wisconsin are down south helping out.
16 firefighters from across the state are in North Carolina supporting rescue efforts. They're part of Wisconsin Task Force 1, a group with specialized training.
They have a wide array of skills to include search and rescue in collapsed structures, swift water rescue, breaching and breaking capabilities, heavy lifting capabilities.
Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky is the president of the Wisconsin State Fire Chiefs Association, the team that oversees the task force. He says the firefighters were deployed to an area of western North Carolina devastated by extreme flooding and mudslides.
I think we're at a real turning point here where this turns from rescue into recovery.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
A makeup artist is suing country superstar Garth Brooks, alleging he raped her in a hotel.
In the lawsuit filed here in L.A., the woman using the name Jane Rowe, a former makeup artist for Garth Brooks' wife, Trisha Yearwood, claims Brooks raped her in a hotel room in May of 2019 and sexually assaulted her at other times. She claims when she was raped by Brooks, they had traveled to L.A. alone and not with his normal entourage. Garth Brooks allegedly tried to block the lawsuit by filing his own federal suit last month as John Doe, and in it, he denies the allegations, saying the claims are wholly untrue. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
So coming up next, some reasons to be happy today in wake of the gut-punching loss.
Promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Okay,
that's next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semperfi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Checking in with Debbie Lazica on your morning drive at 6:10.
All right, super quiet around the area. No major issues and no incidents to report. We are looking very good. Happy Friday. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, increasing sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the mid and upper 60s. It's clear and mild tonight with a low of around 56. Then sunny and breezy for our Saturday. Highs in the low 70s. A slight chance of an overnight shower or thunderstorm. We return to sunshine on Sunday with a high of 71, and then sunny and cooler for Monday and Tuesday. Highs in the mid and upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 59.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Virtrano.
When your day is long.
I'm telling you, that one had some sting on it.
Is yours alone.
Oh, boy, did it.
Wow.
How's everybody today?
Had enough.
All right, no REM. I don't want to hear Stipe right now.
All day. Just want to stew in it.
It does kind of make you feel a little bit better, doesn't it?
So let me help with that. In the wake of this Brewers,
Stop it.
Cause everybody cries.
Brewers gut.
Yeah, you promised some pros.
Well, Erik, you know I'm an eternal optimist and positive thinker.
Yes, totally you.
Okay, so I have assembled a list of good things.
Okay.
Some happy thoughts here as a result of the Crew's ouster from this postseason.
Oh.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
You feel better already, don't you?
I do.
Okay. You no longer need to worry about flipping back and forth between the Packers and Brewers on Sunday.
That's a good point. There was some concern about how would you watch both games at the same time on Sunday.
And we're going to be on at the same time, and then your Saturday afternoon now is wide open. The Badgers kick off at 11.
That's true, so you can get some errands. Wow, you're right.
Apple picking or whatever. A personal one here, but I think this is ultimately better for Joe Virtrano.
Ah, your dad?
My dad.
Yeah.
And his long-term health. My personal talk and text line was pretty dark.
I bet. I was worried about it. I asked you.
Yeah.
He's doing okay?
He's getting on in years, and I'm not sure a protracted run by the local 9 was a benefit to his long-term health.
Yeah, okay.
Probably better for your finances. You don't have to worry about buying those postseason ticks or wild card champions T-shirts and hats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're saving money.
A little more sleep. If you're up with us this hour, probably an early riser. Some of these late games, that's tough for you.
Jeez.
This is more for our Wisconsin's Morning News logistics, but after today, we're going to have a lot more time in that tricky 740 segment.
Ah, yes, right.
No more Brewers 360, so a little inside baseball here, but it really stresses the clock here on the show. Tough on producer Greg Hill, right? Yeah. So much easier now. This one is important. Devin Williams, Brewers closer who blew the save in the series with a few bad pitches. Devin Williams had a bad day at work. Here's the good news. Devin Williams is not a heart surgeon. He is not a fighter pilot, Nobody dies. It's the sports, and we're all going to be okay.
All right, fair enough.
And finally, the Brewers have assembled a core of young, amazing talents who now have a taste of postseason experience and a motivator to put in the work. Crew's first spring training game at American Family Fields of Phoenix, February 22nd.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. 'Cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Vince Virtrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Had a question not long ago on the text line here at the station. Somebody wanted to know if my team over there treats neuropathy. Indeed. Just talking with Dr. Alex Young about that. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, and feet, or fibromyalgia. Both of those are nervous system issues that can be corrected with regular chiropractic care. Now, for me, it was back, neck, shoulder. All feeling so much better since I started care with Connect Chiropractic, and no worries about twisting, cracking, and popping. The docs all use a special tool that is pain-free and effective to make your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
There is no tomorrow tonight for the Crew.
All right. Man.
There is no tomorrow tonight for the Crew. What a great line.
Brewers just couldn't hang on. Fall to the Mets in that decisive Game 3, the wild card at American Family Field. It was Pete Alonso's 3-run shot in the ninth that changed everything. Closer Devin Williams crushed. Says it was all his fault.
I mean, it's a lot of disappointment, you know. We worked all year to get to this point. No one feels worse than I do.
It was such a slow build in the top of the ninth, like just slowly swelling and swelling. The bottom of the ninth went quick. It seems like man on, 1 out, Jackson Churio on deck. I told my kid, I'm like, hey, we want Jackson on deck right now because there's man on base. Who knows what could happen? Just the theater, the dramatics, it'll be awesome. But it was not meant to be. Trang hit a hard ball to Lindor, who then turned that double play. So with the Brewers season now over, always looking forward, right? Jeez. With many familiar names and faces back, the future, though, is uncertain for a mainstay in that lineup since 2021.
Brewers shortstop Willie Adames is a team leader who led the team in home runs during the course of the regular season. He's also a pending free agent.
Well, I can't tell you if that was it or not. I mean, I guess we have to wait, but I would love to be here next year competing with my boys again. You know, it would be great.
Unsure of what the future holds, Adames reflects on what makes Milwaukee so special.
They're like family. You know, we see each other every day. I don't know if I'm going to come back. Like I say, I hope. If not, you know, it's been an amazing time, but, you know, hopefully it happen again.
From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
We do have one more pro that you didn't mention a couple of minutes ago. We never have to hear the name Jesse Winker again.
Well, I hope not.
Adames told the New York Post, by the way, that he did wait out in the parking lot after game
Winker
one.
didn't show.
Yeah, he's like, I did
for the
stand
fight.
there. Right. He also
at the
says
bike racks?
he has really no idea what Winker is so upset about. Like, what is with this guy?
No, he's a tool. That's why.
Just a nutball.
Thank you, Deb.
God, but Deb, you're right. Afterwards, so this is tough. Uecker in the clubhouse, chatting with players one-on-one, and he's Ueck. He's smiling. He's Ueck all the time. And Christian Yelich, clearly affected by that, just really emotional after he spoke with you.
It's a tough way for your season to end, but, you know, talking to Yuki, you know, one-on-one was tough.
Yeah, he says it was tough, and just talking to Yuki, he says you can't take that guy for granted. Called him a best friend. And Ueck, one of the last ones in the clubhouse last night with Robin Yount as the clubhouse cleared out.
In other sports,
all right.
NHL hockey at Fiserv Forum this weekend. In their final game before the regular season begins, the Chicago Blackhawks will host the St. Louis Blues here in Milwaukee. Did this a couple of years ago. Got rave reviews from all around. Fiserv Forum's home away from home series puck drops at 7 o'clock Saturday night. And the Badgers just got to get a win. Granted, they have faced two ranked opponents in the last two contests, but still. So Purdue visits Wisconsin. That's an 11 a.m. kick Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium. And the Green Bay Packers with a 3:25 kickoff Sunday against the Rams.
If the Badgers can't beat Purdue, then maybe call it in. Maybe the rest of the season should just finish up.
Play the backups. Get them some work.
Our next broadcast will come to you from Arizona. That's what's going to happen. And we'll be back with you. And hopefully you'll be back with us.
When you're sure you've had enough.
The Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi.
So he throws on a costume, moves the drop box, never discussed it with the actual administrator of elections.
Hearing from political experts from across Wisconsin and beyond.
So you're going to take the law into your own hands and remove it yourself. That's nothing but, in my mind, pure vandalism, and he should have been charged.
Jim?
And the hard hat doesn't legitimize either, right?
Wearing costumes doesn't make you look more important.
Weekdays from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Vince Virtrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Getting a new front door for the house and a couple of windows as well. And I've told you before, in my house, virtually everything has to be custom. It was built in a strange time where nothing fits in your standard sizes. And that's why we work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're the experts in customizable windows and doors. Durability of the materials, they test these things. They open and close the doors, the latches, the shades, thousands upon thousands of times, making sure they last for years to come. Other unique offerings include the fold-away hardware, the custom colors, ease of maintenance. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin also includes innovative features. You can get shades between the glass, integrated roll screens, noise reduction. I got one of those screens that roll back on the patio doors that we installed last year. Fantastic. You never have to look at it unless you need the screen to be in place. And right now, here's the deal. 0% interest for up to 36 months on your project. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal expires at the end of October, October 31st. Get started at PellaWI.com.
Dan Kraus, retired Army veteran and Wisconsin estate planning law specialist, talks about what can happen if you don't have an estate plan.
Your assets may not go to your intended heirs. Family disputes and legal battles can arise after you pass. Loved ones could face financial hardship. The court may decide on guardianship for your children. You may leave behind nothing because of nursing expenses. Don't let these things happen to your family.
Contact Kraus Estate Planning and Elder Law Center at estateplanningpeople.com.
How's traffic today, Deb?
Quiet.
Right, well, we need it.
Yeah. There's really nothing going on right now. We've got full freeway speeds and no real problems out there, so we are rolling along just fine. Hey, be your eyes on the roads, though. Give us a hand. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Looks like it's going to be a gorgeous fall weekend. Sunny today, a high of 67. Tonight, clear and mild, a low of 56. Saturday, sunny, breezy. There's a slight chance for a shower overnight Saturday into Sunday. The high on Saturday, 73. Sunday, sunny, a high of 71. 6:23.
Even things that ultimately do bring you savings oftentimes have a substantial cost on the front end. I offer that as context for the segment ahead here as we talk about powering the future in Wisconsin. A couple of announcements from We Energies this week. One, and you heard this in the top of the hour news, that they want more money from you. They are looking for rate hikes in each of the next 2 years. The other, that they are investing in 5 new renewable energy projects. And these are big. This is not a couple of windmills and a few solar panels on rooftops. This would be enough energy, solar and wind, to power 250,000 homes. I'm going to get back to the cost in a moment, but first on this investment in renewables. Remember we had Dan Kruger, the Executive Vice President of Planning for We Energies, in the studio a while back, and we were talking about the investments in renewables and how we're plugging more stuff in. And since 2005, We Energies has cut their carbon emissions by 50%, and they're not done yet. They want to reduce them by another 30% by the end of the decade. That got me wondering, and you hear me harp on this all the time, will there be enough electricity? We're plugging more and more stuff in.
Power is not magic, is what you always say.
It's not magic. It doesn't come from the wall. We're plugging in cars to the grid, more phones, more computers. Lawn equipment is rechargeable batteries, right? And as you just said, electricity isn't magic. It's generated. It gets on the grid from power plants and companies like We Energies. So how's that all going to work?
What's changing with this energy transition is that we've gone from a fleet full of plants, mostly coal plants, that we controlled when they ran, to new plants, solar, wind, that they kind of tell us when they want to run.
Yeah, so is this compatible as we plug in more things and we have more battery-powered everything? Is that compatible with also continuing to reduce the carbon footprint?
We think so. We just need the time. So we have an excellent plan.
So that, again, is Dan Kruger, Executive Vice President of Planning for We Energy. So Kruger says they can do it. Here's the latest proposal on renewable energy. 5 projects. Closest one to us here in southeast Wisconsin would be a solar farm in Rock County.
Okay.
So think like Janesville in Rock County or that area. So others would be in central and southwest Wisconsin. Some wind, some solar. Other thing about this is, because a knock on renewables is that, and you just heard Kruger say it, the wind doesn't always blow and the sun doesn't always shine. So these projects, interestingly, will include a massive battery storage capacity. So if it's sunny today and you don't need the power on the grid, you can charge up these batteries. Cloudy tomorrow, you can then release that stored capacity out onto the grid.
Yeah.
Projects would be jointly owned by We Energies and 2 other major public utilities in the state, WPS and MGE, which is Madison Gas and Electric. We Energies claims the long-range plan through renewable energy will yield a cost savings. Brendan Conway from We Energies on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We expect significant savings over that horizon, right? Because as we bring on more sun and wind, guess what? It doesn't cost anything. There's no fuel costs there, right? Mother Nature provides all that. So we expect savings of about $2 billion over the next 20 years versus if we were just to continue to do what we are doing.
So here's the thing, though. You got to build this stuff. And as We Energies works toward converting coal to gas and then building these renewables as well, short term at least, you're seeing increases in your rates. Conway, speaking about some of the protests that are coming about these rate hikes, just said, there's a connection between the money that we have to spend on this build out and our requests for these rate hikes for projects that are already approved. See, you can't have it both ways. I make no apologies for We Energies, and I don't want to pay any more for my electric bill.
Right.
But that's the reason behind it. For the average customer, this rate hike over the next couple of years would mean about $25 a month. So $300 a year, that's real money. So like getting an electric car will save you money on gas. It'll cost more than a standard engine vehicle right now. You got to drive it long term to get that financial benefit. That's what's at play here. Agree or disagree with what is happening. 727 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 185 points to 42,012. NASDAQ closed at 17,918. That was off about 7. And the S&P 500 at 5,700 even, down about 10 points. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie & Fry Water Conditioning. I've got their water softener. I've got an RO system from Guthrie & Fry. That means the water coming into my house is filtered. It's crisp, clean, clear. Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry. Quality products and services at a fair price from a local company you can trust. Guthrie & Fry protects the water in my house. They deliver the salt. Sue and Rob, owners, very generous. And on top of it, they'll treat your family like their family. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice is Guthrie & Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry.
When Senator Tammy Baldwin first went to Washington, the big news story was Y2K. And we were partying like it was 1999. Baldwin has been in D.C. for more than 25 years. And after a quarter century, her values are a lot more Washington than Wisconsin. Baldwin supported providing puberty blockers and sex change surgeries to minor children in Wisconsin. And Baldwin supports forcing women's domestic violence shelters in Wisconsin to admit biological men who claim to identify as women, even though domestic violence survivors say it would be traumatic to be forced to sleep in the same shelters as men. Tammy Baldwin, 25 years in Washington has changed her. And now she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Universal Windows Direct. Replaces old drafty windows before winter sets in. Universal Windows Direct exclusive super spacer technology helps keep your home insulated. Call Universal Windows Direct today. 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 20, get 20. There's no limit. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
6:30, I'm Vince Virtrano on Wisconsin's Morning News for Friday, October 4th. Our top story, the buzz runs out for the Brewers.
I'm Erik Bilstad, moving forward in the campaign.
I'm Debbie Loziga, looking pretty good across the system right now. No major delays and no major incidents up on the board, so we're in good shape. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 67 degrees today, becoming mostly sunny, clear and mild overnight with a low of 56.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. 45,000 union dock workers are back on the job today. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more.
Ports along the eastern Gulf Coast are up and running after they shut down for 3 days during that massive dock worker strike. The union and the shipping industry group reaching a tentative agreement to suspend the strike until January 15th. Sources familiar with the negotiations tell us that wages will go up by 62% over the new 6-year contract. Not as much as the union wanted, but a lot more than the shipping companies had originally offered.
Now, the issue of automation, which was also key to the strike, will be discussed in mid-January. It's been a week since Hurricane Helene made landfall in Florida. For the first time since then, the number of power outages, less than 1 million. The number of people unaccounted for, however, still in question. 215 people died. The New York Mets advancing in the playoffs after beating the Brewers in their wild card last night 4-2. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it was all lined up perfectly for your Milwaukee Brewers. 2 outs to go, but then fell apart.
And the pitch. Hit in the air to right. Deep. Warning track and gone. Peter Alonso just put New York on top in this one.
Yeah, and that was pretty much that. It led to a 4-2 win for the Mets and a stunned crowd of 41,000 fans at American Family Field. Mets logged just 2 hits off Brewers pitching through 8 innings before getting to the closer, Devin Williams.
Stunned after allowing a 3-run home run to Mets slugger Pete Alonso in the 9th inning, Williams was matter-of-fact about his performance.
They got me a 2-run lead there in the 9th. That's how we draw it up, and I couldn't come through for the boys.
New York logged just 2 hits against Tobias Myers and 3 relievers, but exploded for 4 runs in the decisive 9th inning.
Everyone did their job except for me, so, I feel like I let everyone down.
From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Brewers' first spring training game in 2025 is February 22nd.
The suspect in the murder of a boy from Milwaukee has been ordered to stand trial.
A doctor's report finds 16-year-old Erik Mendoza is competent to proceed in the murder trial of 5-year-old Prince McCree. Mendoza's attorneys have requested time to investigate a possible not guilty by reason of insanity plea. Mendoza is accused of beating McCree to death with a barbell, a 70-pound concrete bird feeder, and a golf club in October of 2023. 27-year-old David Petura pleaded guilty to first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime in the case and was given a life sentence back in June. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Here in Ripon, the Republican Party was founded. It was founded in a meeting in 1854 in the Little White Schoolhouse, and it was founded by people who were opposed to slavery.
That is Republican. Former Congresswoman Liz Cheney speaking at a campaign event alongside the Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris Thursday. Vice President speaking of unity around fair elections and a peaceful transfer of power in Ripon, Wisconsin.
No matter your political party, there is a place for you with us and in this campaign.
Latest Marquette University Law School poll, Vice President Harris maintaining a 4-point lead over former President Donald Trump. Trump is due to return to Wisconsin Sunday. He's got a rally at the Dodge County Airport in Juneau.
An update to the sinkhole at Big Bay in Buckley Parks there in Whitefish Bay. The village board now approving a contract for a permanent fix. $5.5 million. the guaranteed maximum cost that Construction Management Service Mid-City Corporation will need, but the final cost could be even greater. The sinkhole formed in June after a failure of a 90-year-old storm sewer infrastructure there in Whitefish Bay, 70 feet below the ground. So the temporary outfall piping installed afterwards just can't last very long, so they need to come up with something long-term. The village says permanent repairs should be completed by May of 2025.
They could save money if they didn't decide to fill it with gold. It's $5.5 million for a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Delicious and versatile, Sendix is featuring natural boneless and skinless chicken breasts for just $3.99 per pound. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Coming up, it turns out getting that passport online is the way to go.
How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You know, most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
The Fox exclusive cruise sale with Royal Caribbean is going on now. Daring first and thrilling adventures are as plentiful as elegant moments and stress-melting relaxation when you sail with Royal Caribbean. Fox World Travel offers exclusive cruise prices you won't find with any other local travel agency. Plus, for a limited time, receive free specialty dining on select cruises. Let a Fox World Travel cruise expert save you from the daunting task of choosing from ships, ports, and staterooms. And visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your next cruise.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
So what does the future look for this young Brewers team who might not be part of the team in 2025? We'll look ahead in sports at 6:45.
Hey, you know when we told you that story about how you can order a U.S. passport online now? They had a beta, and then once the beta was done, they just said, hey, yeah, go ahead, submit your application online. Can save time.
Which typically it takes a long time to get a passport.
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, when you do it online, it says on there, hey, still could take 6 to 8 weeks, but go ahead and submit it now if you'd like. So, as you know, Vince, I need a new passport, so I tried it. Okay. So, what was it, the 26th? So that would have been last Thursday?
Yeah, you just mentioned it.
Last Thursday.
Okay.
I sent in my online picture and all that. I sent in my payment. By that, I mean I paid via PayPal or whatever.
Right. Digital payment. Okay, so you paid and you sent them all the stuff.
Last Thursday, the 26th.
But you did it all online. You didn't mail them
anything. Did it all
anything.
online.
Okay.
Yesterday, came home, and sitting on the counter was my new passport.
You're kidding.
It took a week.
Unprecedented.
Wow.
A week. So I would suggest if you need one, get on it now, because who knows, maybe the online thing won't last forever that quickly. I mean, they told me on the little thing, hey, it could be 4 to 6 weeks.
I was going to say, your
6 to 8
mileage
weeks.
may vary.
Yeah, right? Especially now when more people start doing it, Debbie. But a week. And here I almost did it the long way, but this story had popped that, hey, it's going to be online. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Now's the time. Get on it if you need one.
I like it. Remember when we talked with Lori Nickel, friend of the program, about her passport ordeal?
Yeah, she had to rush down to Chicago.
She had to go to
different situations.
And still.
By the way, the online, it still offered me that, hey, if you need to express this, you can pay more and express it. And I was like, no, I got time because I'm not traveling for a bit, so I have time. But I'm glad I didn't pay more. Got it in a week. How about that?
Coming up, an update to this story out of Racine.
We have a follow-up after Racine police received some backlash by releasing a potentially rabid woodchuck.
That story just ahead. First, want to invite you to participate in the WTMJ Fall 2024 Fan Survey. Only takes you about 10 minutes to do it. Just text the word survey to the WTMJ Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620. We'll send a link right out to you. To thank you for filling it out, we'll enter you to win a package that includes a pair of Bucks tickets for the upcoming regular season and an overnight stay at the Pfister.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. It's going to be a gorgeous fall weekend, and you have so much to do. You're starting to run out of time to get that yard prepped for winter, but don't worry. You don't have to do it. Don't fret. David J. Frank Landscape can do the job for you. David J. Frank has been in business for 65 years. They can take care of winterizing the yard for you. Or maybe it's adding some plantings and bulbs for spring. Or maybe it's even just refreshing the patio with power washing or sealing. Fast turnarounds guaranteed. The time is now. Make autumn awesome with David J. Frank Landscape Contracting. Get a free quote at davidjfrank.com. Again, the website, davidjfrank.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. Traffic brought to you by Annex Wealth Management. Financial and retirement planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Ready for you at annexwealth.com.
641 on this Friday morning. How's traffic, Deb?
Well, we're looking at relatively quiet ride around the area, not seeing too many issues, if any at all. We do have one on 94 northbound, right about at Highway KR, the Racine-Kenosha County lines, off on the left shoulder. Looks like it might be a violator that got pulled over. So just something to keep in mind, but the rest of the system's rolling along really well, not seeing too many delays. I'm Debbie Lozigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, increasing sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the mid and upper 60s. It'll be clear and mild tonight with lows dipping back into the low and mid 50s, and then sunny and breezy for our Saturday with a high of 73. A slight chance of an overnight shower or thunderstorm, but then we return to full sunshine by Sunday with a high of 71. Sunny and much cooler for Monday and Tuesday, highs in the mid and upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Brendan's got us at 59 degrees. Update to a strange story out of Racine with a twinge of scandal, E. Somebody ain't telling the truth here.
We have a follow-up after Racine police received some backlash by releasing a potentially rabid woodchuck.
Our friend Susan Kim there, TMJ4 News. Now, before you chuckle, because it is kind of a bizarre tale.
Okay.
Wild animal with rabies, not good, right? Running around a neighborhood. We don't know if the woodchuck was rabid, and that's the important part of the story. Woodchuck bit a guy. Name is Craig Thomas. TMJ4 has the pictures of this guy's hand all nasty looking. Like it was a bad bite. Got bitten by a woodchuck, okay? His wife, Sharon, says this has been a long ordeal because there are concerns that the woodchuck may have had rabies. And if people get rabies, it will kill you if you don't treat it.
Now my husband's got to go next month, beginning of the third month, to get tested for rabies. And he's got to do that every 3 months.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, why they have to keep testing, but maybe it's something that would develop or could hide, whatever. So this guy got bit, testing every 3 months now for rabies. He's got to worry about it. Here's the scandal. They had the woodchuck. Craig Thomas, guy who got bitten by the animal, captured it after it bit him. So they called police. He's got the woodchuck, and you'd think then what you can do is test the animal for rabies.
Right, and then that helps everyone.
Right. So you don't have to test Craig every 3 months. So he doesn't have to go through that. So they call police, and according to their story, police called the DNR. And the police said the DNR told them to let the thing go. So they did.
That doesn't sound like the DNR, does it?
Well, you're going to hear exactly what it sounded like. TMJ4 News investigated, contact the DNR. They said they didn't know anything about that. Well, TMJ4's Talil Mahadin stayed on it, filed an open records request, and got this dispatch recording. This is police talking with someone at the DNR that day.
They're asking me to see if you would like the groundhog or should they just release it?
They're probably best off just releasing it.
That's what I thought. But I'm like, I'll check with you first.
Oh, no.
Well, they are not best off just releasing it, as it turns out.
Well, who is that, an intern she was talking to?
Well, we don't know. DNR still giving TMJ4 the runaround on this. Here's their statement. Our local conservation warden team was made aware by the Racine-based law enforcement dispatch. However, we cannot address the division, party, or person the WTMJ newsroom contacted because we were not advised. I didn't even know what that means.
That means probably that they didn't know that the guy got bit. But they just caught this thing, and they thought if you caught it, then just let it go.
Oh, interesting.
I bet they didn't tell him that it bit someone.
Aha. Well, why didn't they just say that? Our guy didn't even know that that's what they were dealing with. We just think some guy caught a.
But we're
either way, if you have a rabid animal in your custody.
But you don't know if it's rabid.
Right.
That's
well, don't you want to find out first?
Well, if you just happen to catch an animal, are you supposed to always have it? So when you catch a groundhog or a woodchuck that's been burrowing around, and you can't just dump it off someplace else, you have to.
That's what they do with squirrels.
Well, sure, but if you suspect that it's sick, which they did.
Okay, you're right.
Then I think they did the right thing in contacting authorities.
Mention it to the DNR.
Yeah. Well, either way, now this poor guy, old Craig Thomas, can't put this bite behind him. 6:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family priced. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
High school sports back underway. If your athlete comes home from practice or a game banged up, or remember, you can walk right in at an Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin clinic. Vince Virtrano for my medical team at Ortho Wisconsin. Sometimes those injuries, they aren't immediately apparent when they happen, but your daughter comes home and the knee is still bothering her. Son comes home, ankle's swelling up. No need to make an appointment. The Ortho ASAP clinics have hours Monday through Saturday in Pewaukee, Monday through Friday in Brookfield. You walk right in. They can do sprains, strains, dislocations, even possible fractures because they have the ability to x-ray right there on site. Now you're not stuck in the ER or an urgent care where costs can be very high. And most importantly, you're in the good hands of the folks at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. You walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic, or you can make an appointment online, orthowisconsin.com.
WTMJ's Home Improvement Showcase, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Ask about their honest pricing guarantee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The crew will have it end here tonight.
Really a crushing end to what was a fabulous season for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm telling you, that one had some sting on it.
Yeah, it did, Uke. This one seems to hurt a bit more than some of the other ones. Brewers up 2-0 going into the ninth inning. Fall to the Mets 4-2, thanks in part to a crushing 3-run home run. Well, that was basically it. Pete Alonso with it. That was off of Devin Williams, your closer.
This is the closest team I would say that I've played on, That's why it makes it that much more disappointing. Everyone did their job except for me. So, I feel like I let everyone down.
Yeah. He was crushed. I get, if you take any solace, it's the fact that, hey, you put your best out there. Your best was going against their best. There's no fluke. There's no questionable, should this
Why did he put him in?
I mean, I wondered about you in the eighth when they put Peralta out there. I was like,
I was losing my mind. What are we doing?
It was a pitching duel. Tobias Myers, by the way, gonna be a star. He's your ace, man. That guy is going to be an ace. He went pitch for pitch against veteran Jose Quintana. AmFam erupted when Jake Bauers batted in the seventh. You want to hear it?
Yes.
3-2 coming. Fly ball, right field, out of here!
What a great moment.
I remember how you felt.
Bauers, a pinch hit, solo homer, 1-0 Brewers.
It would be 2-0 because Sal Frelick would do the same thing a batter later, but it was not to me. So what happens now? First off, what happens with shortstop Willie Adames?
Gone.
You talked to the owner.
Gone.
Mark Attanasio told you, hey, he's going to make his money.
Yeah, and Attanasio did say, we'll make a run at him. But he knows the economics of baseball.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik in the clubhouse asked Adames directly.
Some of these players leave here knowing that, hey, we'll do it again next year. Can you put yourself in that category, or do you think that was it for you in a Brewers uniform?
Well, I can't tell you if that was it or not. I mean, I guess we have to wait, but I would love to be here next year competing with my boys again. It would be great. It would be special. I know the talent that we have in this clubhouse is something special, and I know we can do great things together.
He's going to get a huge payday, so good for him there. By the way, New York Post reports that Adames was in the parking lot after Game 1. Just waiting
for Winker?
Just, hey, well, I told him I'd meet him out here. He was actually
Winker's
out
a no-show.
there. Anyway, whatever, that guy. So what about Euchre, man? Euchre was in the clubhouse. That Greg reported he was one of the last ones in the clubhouse. Also was doing one-on-ones with some of the players and whatnot. And Christian Yelich was shook after the game. And we'll play some of that audio coming up at 7:15. Yelich clearly affected by his conversation with Euchre. Just heartbreaking to see it. Also, man, our guy Jeff Levering, tough to hear him say goodbye at the end of the broadcast last night. Just a class act through and through, but he was struggling to get through it. It shows how much these guys care and how much it means to them to see the team win, too.
Green Bay Packers out west on Sunday. We got the Rams in Los Angeles. Bad as the Packers defense was in the first half of last week's game, pretty awesome in the second. Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley asked what he learned about his group.
I don't know, you ever get punched in the gut and feel like you're going down? And our guys got back up, and they responded. And we came all the way back, and we were a touchdown away from winning the game, and we gave up 3 points in the second half. So what I learned about our personnel is they believe in what we're doing, and they believe in each other, and they're never going to quit. And that's very rare, very, very rare.
I think I'd probably run through a wall for this guy. I like Hafley. He's still putting it together.
Yeah.
It's a long season, young and new defense. Let's remember that, but let's put together a whole game here, please. 3:25 kick in Los Angeles Sunday. Badgers at home, 11 a.m. kick against Purdue tomorrow. And NHL hockey at Fiserv Forum tomorrow night. The Chicago Blackhawks in their final preseason game against the St. Louis Blues. Puck drops at 7 o'clock.
Just never know what's going to happen, folks. That's why we're all fans. And we all care. Because this game is the best. Well, we'll get through it somehow. We'll have the off season, and there will be baseball again in the spring in Arizona.
If you missed this,
I just think it's a terrible thing and it's unethical. If you're in the position to interview the President of the United States, you need to ask him legitimate questions, not stuff that's provided.
Or this.
And we know if they come on, it may be the last time they ever come on, and that's okay.
That's okay. That's right. The White House gets pissed off because I don't ask their questions.
Probably they will.
And they say he's never going to be available again. Okay, at least I can go to sleep at night knowing that I did my job the right way.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks, but sure.
I could live with that.
Yep.
Check out Wisconsin's Afternoon News, the podcast.
I like stuff that's simple. Vince Virtrano here for Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Loving the folks who do work in our home. Make it easier for us. And I just got my annual renewal notice. Got the gold plan with Your Comfort guys, which means 2 visits a year. Furnace service in the fall, air conditioner in the spring. Got the team coming out next week to the house. Nicole and Brent at Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. They will be happy to respond to your emergency, but when you get on this plan with them, you get priority scheduling and 24-hour service in those emergencies, plus 15% discounts on any needed parts, 5% off new equipment, and of course, the peace of mind of knowing that your heating and cooling units have been serviced and they're running at peak efficiency. Here's how they make it easy. They'll reach out to you when it's time for renewal. You do it all online. It's $150. You just pay by the month or one time on your card and you're done. Let's get you on the schedule. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Tell them Vinny sent you. 262-664-9284. YourComfortGuys.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's big snacking and candy event. Right now, save on our incredible one-of-a-kind selection of craveable candies, nuts and trail mixes, and more. Like new Blaine's brand Blueberry Lemon Crumble or Dark Chocolate Medley Trail Mixes, $5.99 a pound. 64-ounce resealable bags of Blaine's Jelly Slices or Cinnamon Bears, only $8.99. New flavors of freeze-dried candy bites as low as $3.99. Plus, this Saturday and Sunday only from 10 to 2, don't miss free in-store Blaine's Farm and Fleet candy and snack samples.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:54.
Okay, we are looking pretty good across the area. Just a quick tap of the brakes. Westbound 94 coming out of the stadium interchange. Rest of the system actually looks really good. Nice and quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Becoming mostly sunny today with a high of 67. Clear and mild tonight, low 56. Weekend looks pretty good. High of 73 on Saturday with a chance overnight of a shower or storm. Mostly sunny on Sunday, high 71. Right now, 59 in Milwaukee. 6:55 on Wisconsin's Morning News, bringing our friend from ESPN Wisconsin, Gabe Neitzel.
Morning, boys.
You okay? How you doing?
Is worse.
Oh, okay. We're just going to do that right away.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So take us through.
Right.
For me, 4th and 26, hanging on the wall, worst ever, biggest gut punch.
Worse than Seattle?
No, Seattle's the bigger one.
But maybe because I was there. I was there for 4th and 26.
Yeah, that being in the crowd would be different. But like Bostic not fielding that. I mean, it wasn't just Bostic. It was like 5 things that had to go perfectly.
A total collapse in a matter of minutes.
And because the Super Bowl was literally on the line, like 4th and 26, maybe they lose the next week. Who knows?
Still would have gone to an NFC championship.
You had to go to an NFC championship game next. So because it was right there, same thing with Game 7 against the Dodgers in 18.
Right.
Like you're right there.
And we're up.
We were up. And then Taylor makes that like sliding, diving catch on Yelich in left center field. Like there were a couple things there. This one stings more for me. It's up there because there's not a 4th and 26. There's not, Bostic didn't field that. It's not Trent Grisham couldn't handle the ball in the outfield.
There's no fluke. Right.
This, going into the game, if I told you Brewers are going to be up by 2, Devin Williams is coming to the mound, you're going, hell yeah, man.
Done. Win.
Hell yeah.
See you on Saturday.
He was 50 of his last 55 in save opportunities. His ERA was 1.25. He gave up 3 runs in 21 innings that he pitched this year because he had a shortened season because of his injury at the beginning of the year. Gave up 4 last night. Gave up 3 in one swing of the bat. Like that's this one of the actually established guys you had on the roster at the beginning of the season, a 2-time All-Star, a 2-time reliever of the year. Like you don't feel any better about, okay, let's go get this. And he just wasn't good enough last night. Maybe he was tipping his pitches. John Boy, which is a famous social media account, is suggesting that he was tipping his pitches.
Which means guys know what's coming. There's some sort of tell in his windup.
For John Boy, it was the way he was holding the pitches. You could kind of see the glove was a little bit different. Fastball versus changeup, which is, and when you're a 2-pitch guy like Devin Williams is,
then you can sit.
And because the pitch that Alonso hit out wasn't that bad of a one. It was a pretty good changeup that had some movement low and outside, and if he knew it was coming, he could kind of sit on it and drive it the other way.
I guess I would prefer what happened yesterday only because I thought Murphy managed a great game. There's a couple of things I'd like to see different. I'd love to see Garrett Mitchell bat just because I like Garrett Mitchell. He had it stacked perfectly. In my opinion, as far as who was pitching and when they were having him pitch, the Peralta one scared me a bit.
I was losing my mind.
But what are we doing? It worked. But you made a face. Is there something that you didn't like?
No. I think... Again, there's all little personal preferences.
Of course,
I had one friend I'd like Myers to go a little bit longer. But literally none of it mattered because you got to the 9th inning with a 2-run lead.
You're right.
So if Tobias throws another one, then the bullpen, you're still getting to the same destination of you're up to nobody but Devin Williams was getting the 9th. That's just the way it works. This is like a kicker missing a 45-yard field goal or a 40-yard field goal to win the game.
We don't know.
No, that's really easy to appreciate in the parlance of our times, right? If you want some more,
I don't know. I don't know if he's getting any game-winning kicking opportunities anytime soon.
Wouldn't you rather just get boat race though? For me, if we lost 7-1, be like, well, didn't have it tonight.
We're cursed.
But that's why this stings. But also I don't know. I hate that curse crap, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. One
there.
team gets to win in every sport at the end of the year. That's it. One. We've got really good teams that have opportunities to win every single year. It could be worse. You could be David Kaplan down in Chicago at ESPN 1000, celebrating the Brewers getting exited from the playoffs. All those teams stink down there. They don't even make the playoffs.
Nice job down there.
They're bad. They
Mediocrity.
All right, I feel better. Thank you, Gabe.
All right, that's what I try to do.
Everybody hurts sometimes.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee receives international recognition for its work in hosting and supporting festivals and events. The city was one of 5 communities worldwide to receive the World Festival and Event City Award from the International Festivals and Event Association. The Steinway Piano Gallery Milwaukee plans to close on December 31st in Wauwatosa. The store has operated for nearly 2 decades as Steinway's exclusive dealer in southeast Wisconsin. The city of Milwaukee debates a policy that would clearly outline how developers could qualify for tax incremental financing. Developers say city support in the form of TIF is needed to encourage the construction of housing for residents across income levels, particularly with an area housing shortage. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Dewey Strobel. When I learned that 1 in 7 Wisconsinites struggle with literacy and that only 13% of elementary students at our state's largest school district read at grade level, I knew we had to do something. Reading is the #1 building block for learning, and our kids were falling behind. So I introduced and passed a bipartisan literacy bill to develop a proven phonics-based curriculum and give schools the resources they need to implement it. Teaching our kids to read isn't partisan. I worked with elected officials from both sides of the aisle to get this bill signed into law by Governor Evers. Because to keep our state moving forward, we have to make sure our kids have the tools they need to be successful. I'm Dewey Strobel, and when Wisconsin is facing serious issues, you can count on me to cut through the partisan gridlock and deliver results for you and your family. I'd be honored to earn your vote for State Senate this November. Paid for by Dewey for Senate.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Kraus Estate Planning,
WTMJ, Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic.
Mostly sunny today with a high of 67 degrees, clear and mild overnight. Tonight, slow down to 56. Right now at 58 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
Tying run at the plate. 4-2 New York. The pitch. A double play ball hit to Lindor, and the throw is going to wind up with a double play. And the New York Mets, after coming from behind with a big 4-run
2-0 was the lead for the Brewers going into the ninth after back-to-back solo home runs from Jake Bauers and Sal Frelick. Mets then scored 4 on Brewers all-star closer Devin Williams in the ninth.
They wanted to win for each other. They wanted to win for the city. Perhaps most of all, they wanted to win for Bob. Long after the final out in Thursday's game, Bob Uecker remained in the clubhouse with a handshake and a hug for every player, and meaningful conversations with the likes of Willie Adames and Christian Yelich.
By far the hardest part of the night for me was talking to Bob, and it's tough. Yeah. It's right over there. It's just a great guy.
Long after most of the media members and players had left the room, there was Bob in the Brewers clubhouse. Right there next to Bob, longtime friend Robin Yount. From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
If it matters, Mets advanced to the National League Divisional Series where they face the Phillies in a best-of-5.
A deal's been reached with striking dock workers at ports along the eastern Gulf Coast. The tentative agreement ends what some feared would be a prolonged work stoppage. It is a tentative deal. They still got to work out on a couple of things, including concerns over increased automation at ports.
The port strike has come to an end. The United Auto Workers could be heading back to the picket line.
UAW members chanting and rallying ahead of an upcoming strike authorization votes. UAW President Sean Fain accused Stellantis of violating contract agreements by moving Dodge Durango production to Canada and stalling the reopening of a plant in Illinois.
A strike will cripple this company. And if we have to strike, it's Stellantis' decision to do so because they're not honoring their commitment.
The agreement's part of last year's negotiations during the weeks-long targeted strikes at selected plants, including Stellantis. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A new report reveals Wisconsin election clerks referred 30 instances of suspected fraud to prosecutors over the past year. 18 referrals involved someone voting twice. Others involved a felon registering to vote, someone voting in Wisconsin but being registered in another state, and some discrepancies. Although fraud does happen occasionally, the decentralization of America's elections make large-scale voter fraud nearly impossible.
Israel warning folks in southern Lebanon to evacuate, signaling that it may widen a ground offensive. News Nation's Jesse Turney.
Israel continued launching missiles into Lebanon against Hezbollah Thursday, as the Israeli military weighs how to retaliate against the terror group's backer, Iran. President Joe Biden is urging Israel to avoid direct hits to Iran's nuclear facilities, just days after the U.S. helped shoot down hundreds of missiles Iran fired at Israel. But the president did not completely rule out potential plans to strike Iran's oil facilities.
The U.S. is considering levying additional sanctions against Iran, but President Biden has not elaborated.
Coming up, Wisconsin fires head south to help.
Inviting you to participate in the WTMJ Fall 2024 Fan Survey. It takes you only about 10 minutes to fill it out. Text the word survey to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. We'll send you the link right to you. And a thank you for filling it out. We'll enter you to win a package for a pair of Bucks tickets to the upcoming regular season and an overnight stay at the Pfister.
When Senator Tammy Baldwin first went to Washington, the big news story was Y2K. And we were partying like it was 1999. Baldwin has been in D.C. for more than 25 years. And after a quarter century, her values are a lot more Washington than Wisconsin. Baldwin supported providing puberty blockers and sex change surgeries to minor children in Wisconsin. And Baldwin supports forcing women's domestic violence shelters in Wisconsin to admit biological men who claim to identify as women, even though domestic violence survivors say it would be traumatic to be forced to sleep in the same shelters as men. Tammy Baldwin, 25 years in Washington has changed her, and now she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Eager to remodel your kitchen, bath, or rec room? This is Rob Adair, and we're ready with a personal redesign for you. Adair Floors and Remodeling in Franklin. Give us a call and get personal care from Adair. 761-3660. AdairFloors.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:09.
So Brewers closer Devin Williams owns it. You're going to hear from him coming up next in sports at 7:15.
Rescue crews continue to search the southeast for victims of Helene. Relief efforts underway in 6 states for those who are left without life's basic necessities. ABC's Morgan Norwood's in Asheville, North Carolina.
Helene's already staggering death toll climbing once again. At least 215 people killed since the storm made landfall last Thursday in Florida. President Biden surveying the damage there, getting an aerial tour of the destruction left behind. In North Carolina, the desperate search and rescue efforts continue, and resources scarce as many remain without power and water. In Asheville, the North Carolina National Guard working nonstop to deliver supplies to residents.
16 firefighters from Wisconsin are helping with those rescue efforts.
The firefighters got the deployment request and drove to North Carolina in the middle of the night.
The area they've been deployed into is an area that's been heavily impacted by these huge mudslides and these huge flooding events.
Chief Aaron Lipsky, president of the Wisconsin State Fire Chiefs Association, says the team's first challenge was just getting to the location.
They realized they couldn't even get to the area they were being dispatched to. So they had to take a 4.5-hour detour.
Now that the Wisconsin firefighters are there, it's search and rescue time. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:10.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. So many of you have told me about your plans for the future. Starting a business, buying a home, retiring near your grandchildren. But prices are too high. So let me tell you what I will do about it as president. I will take on price gouging. I will lower the cost of health care insurance. We cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. I'm running to do that for everyone. And I will provide new down payment assistance to first-time home buyers and tax benefits to people who want to start their own business. Donald Trump, well, he wants to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, whereas I will cut taxes for the middle class instead. Because I know working people want to do more than just get by. You want to get ahead, and that's the future you deserve. And that is what I will focus on every day as your president. Paid for by Harris for President.
At 7-Eleven, what's happening on the roads, Deb?
Nothing. Yeah, it's looking
news.
great. It's looking great across the entire area. We got full freeway speeds and no incidents really to report. So I'm really looking for any kind of delays, and we don't have any at the moment. So happy Friday.
Everybody calling sick today?
Yeah, everybody's calling in. I would not be surprised.
I can tell you exactly the time of the evening when the stomach cramps started.
Oh, just don't feel good.
Yep, exactly. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today. After some morning showers, it's becoming mostly sunny as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures today a bit cooler, only topping out in the mid and upper 60s. It's clear and mild tonight with low around 56, then sunny and breezy for our Saturday as highs return into the low 70s. We'll look for a slight chance of an overnight shower or thunderstorm, then mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 71. Still sunny, but cooler for Monday and Tuesday. Highs only in the mid and upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 57 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Virtrano.
At 7:12, all right, so you're hiring for an important job. You have a few positions open, right?
Okay.
Looking for a few reliable people to staff up. That can be a challenge. I found this story a bit alarming. Waukesha County is looking for plow drivers, snow plow drivers.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Indeed, winter is coming. County is looking for plow drivers. Not a few, not 10, not even a dozen. They need 24 snowplow drivers.
That seems like a lot.
They need them now. From TMJ4 News, the county is currently in desperate need of snowplow drivers, and the push is on to hire them before the weather changes. And to get them in, they've got a training program that starts next week, so they want to get people in the doors.
We've had issues over the past few years of not being able to find enough school bus drivers and plow drivers in a lot of different communities.
And the other thing is, this is mostly, they say, for the airport, but obviously you got to keep the airport open, so if you have to draw people off the roads. And Waukesha County is saying, we're going to plow the roads. Like, we're not saying we're not going to be out there, but certainly if you're down 24 plow operators,
seems like a lot.
There will be an impact. So how are they getting the message out? They need people. They say, we'll train you up. You don't even need experience, which is kind of odd to me. Like, I guess you have to learn how to drive a plow at some point.
Right, but you don't have to have been a plow driver?
Sure. Well, in an effort to recruit people to their program, the county has produced a recruiting video, and it spoofs the classic film Airplane.
Excuse me, sir, we have a little problem with the snowplow.
Snowplow? What is it?
It's a machine that clears snow, but that's not important right now.
That's Waukesha?
Right. These guys made a video, and it's full of airplane stuff.
Wow, they're speaking right to us.
I guess right? What's going to get the attention of this blowtorch here that we have to put the message out for the plow operators?
Brilliant.
Can you drive this plow and clear the runway?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Wow, I love it. Fantastic.
I watched the whole thing. I'm just rolling. It's all of the stuff.
Please tell me you have that somewhere that we can all watch it.
Text the word plow.
Yeah, of course you do. I walked right into that one.
Text plow to 855-616-1620, WTMJ Talk and Text line. And Greg Pancake Hill has put that up in an accessible form for you, so he'll send you the link so you can watch the video. You want one more?
Yes, please.
What driving experience do you have?
I drove for the city of Waukesha, but that was years ago. That was only a single blade. This has a broom and 2 engines. It's an entirely different type of driving altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of driving.
Altogether, right?
There we go. Well done, Waukesha.
Execution? Nah. But the idea was fantastic. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake. Are you sure you're getting the most out of Social Security benefits? At Drake & Associates, we know that maximizing your Social Security is critical for a secure retirement. With the right strategy, you can potentially increase your lifetime benefits and secure a better future. But navigating the rules and timing can be complex. Don't leave your benefits to chance. Text SS to 414-409-9982 today to schedule a complimentary consultation and receive a free retirement-ready toolkit. That's SS to 414-409-9982. Drake & Associates. Plan smart, retire happy.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Vince Virtrano for Lifetime Door Company. Getting a new garage door at the house. Think about how big your garage door is. You want an amazing way to completely change the look of your home in an instant? It's going to be that new garage door from Lifetime Door Company. And I love these folks because they're local and they're family owned. The largest dealer in the Midwest of quality, made in the USA, Haas garage doors. And the options with these doors in look, feel, and function is virtually limitless. Colors, materials, windows or no windows. What kind of windows? What design goes on the windows? These are all choices that you have when you custom design your door with Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. They're just north of 124th and Burleigh. Tell them Vinny sent you, and they'll knock $100 off the cost of your new door, or $50 off the cost of a new garage door opener. Get started online right now. It's lifetimedoor.net.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
When your day is long.
There is no tomorrow tonight for the crew.
Oh, you. Heartbreaking.
That's a great line, though.
Heartbreaking. Brewers just couldn't hang on. They had a shot at it. They were up. They fall to the Mets in that decisive Game 3 of their wild card series at AmFam Field. It was a Pete Alonso 3-run shot in the 9th that would do it. Closer Devin Williams crushed. Says it was his fault.
I mean, it's a lot of disappointment, you know. We worked all year to get to this point. No one feels worse than I do.
You wonder how that happened. John Boy, which is a big social media site that covers baseball extensively, says it appears that he may have been tipping his pitches, like showing what pitch he was going to throw next.
Right, not on purpose,
yeah, right. So that may have been what led to it. And then that was it. Bryce Trang had a man on, but hit hard the ball right to Lindor and hit into that double play. We had Chourio on deck, just hoping there in the bottom of the 9th, Chourio would get one more shot at it. With the Brewers season now over, what's going to happen next year? And what is the future for our favorite shortstop?
Brewers shortstop Willie Adames is a team leader who led the team in home runs during the course of the regular season. He's also a pending free agent.
Well, I can't tell you if that was it or not. I mean, I guess we have to wait, but I would love to be here next year competing with my boys again. You know, it would be great.
Unsure of what the future holds, Adames reflects on what makes Milwaukee so special.
They're like family. You know, we see each other every day. I don't know if I'm going to come back. Like I say, I hope. If not, you know, it's been an amazing time, but, you know, hopefully it happen again.
From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Unlikely. Owner Mark Attanasio told you, Vince, that they'd make a run at him, but they expect him to get paid.
Well, and look at the payroll discrepancy. The Mets are outspending the Brewers by $200 million this year. So he's going to get an offer from somebody that's going to be a lot more than the Brewers can offer.
I keep thinking, maybe you could lock him in for just do a 1-year deal if he can't find what he's looking for.
One more shot?
Yeah.
But he's looking to get that last big deal,
and
right?
he's earned it. Adames, by the way, did tell the New York Post that he did wait in the parking lot for Jesse Winker after Game 1.
Right.
He actually did wait in the parking lot for him.
At the bike racks, no less.
And still doesn't really understand what Winker was so upset about. Anyway, let's hope we never have to hear that silly guy's name again. Afterward, Uke in the clubhouse, chatting with players one-on-one. Greg Matzik was there. He said that he was he was one of the last guys in the clubhouse, Uke was. And Christian Yelich, who has been hurt, had his back surgery, he'll be back next year, was clearly affected, really emotional, almost shook after his conversation with you.
It's a tough way for your season to end, but, talking to Yuki, one-on-one was tough.
Emotional, clearly had been crying about it. Eyes were really red. Says you can't take that guy for granted. Cannot take Uke for granted. He also said that calls him one of his best friends. Christian did. So sad moment there, but we will play again. The Brewers will play again next year, of course.
Otherwise, how was your Thursday night? Thursday night football, the Falcons won. Badgers at home with 11 a.m. kick tomorrow against Purdue. Packers on Sunday. That's a 3:25 kickoff in Los Angeles. And NHL hockey at Fiserv Forum tomorrow night. Chicago Blackhawks, which is their final preseason game. They're going to play it here in Milwaukee against the St. Louis Blues. Puck drops at 7.
Our next broadcast will come to you from Arizona. That's what's going to happen. And we'll be back with you. And hopefully you'll be back with us.
When you're sure you've had enough.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. You've heard my pal Julia Fellow talking about Elmbrook Family Dental and how much she appreciates it and how much she is amazed by their brand new location in Wauwatosa at Elmbrook Family Dental that they just opened up. Elmbrook Family Dental's got 3 locations, 2 convenient spots in Brookfield and then this brand new spot in Wauwatosa on Mayfair just north of Wisconsin Avenue. Well, she has me hooked, so I'm headed there. I'm headed to that location in Wauwatosa next week to get my teeth cleaned. You should try it too. Elmbrook Family Dental. Here's the website, elmbrookfamilydental.com. That's elmbrookfamilydental.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Eric Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Eric can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix-It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
At 7:24, what do the roads look like, Deb?
Whoop, there we go. They're looking actually pretty good right now. We've got broken down vehicle northbound 43 right in the mark-head interchange. Not horribly bad. It's just kind of off on the right shoulder. Might be something a little bit distracting. But the rest of the system looking pretty good. We've got full freeway speeds and no other major incidents to deal with. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny today with a high of 67 degrees, clear and mild tonight. Low down to 56, and for your weekend, sunny and breezy on Saturday. Slight chance overnight of a shower or storm, high 73. And Sunday looks perfect, mostly sunny skies and a high of 71. Right now at 7:25, we're at 59 degrees.
Can we hear it for Liz Cheney?
Vice President Kamala Harris supporters cheering for Republican Liz Cheney, who campaigned with Harris in Ripon, Wisconsin on Thursday. Cheney says it's imperative to put patriotism ahead of partisanship.
I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
These two have nothing in common. There's nothing that Cheney and Harris would agree. I shouldn't say nothing, but most things they don't agree on. But as many people know, Cheney has no love for the former President Donald Trump, believes that he tried to destroy democracy when the insurrection took place on January 6th. She even did sneak in a dig.
I was a Republican even before Donald Trump started spray tanning.
Okay.
So there is a push right now by the Harris campaign to court these Republicans because they know they're out there. Republicans who will not vote for former President Donald Trump. And this is the push right now is how many can you get? How many of those voters who aren't going to cast for the former president can you get to cast for Kamala Harris? And there's going to be another push here coming up. In fact, Harris and some other Cheney and others are going to stump in Pennsylvania as well, do something similar as they try to grow a number that may not know where to vote for or don't want to vote for anyone or might vote for a libertarian or whatnot, and if they can get them to come over to this side.
Trump campaign working the same tactic, and their star on that side is Tulsi Gabbard. She's a former congresswoman from Hawaii, a Democrat who ran for president, sought the Democratic nomination for president, and she's now in the Trump camp.
I would argue that Cheney a little bit higher
given the
clout.
family pedigree as well.
Yes, of course. Her dad, the former vice president. So that push is taking place. Meanwhile, across the lake,
Trump after a campaign rally in Michigan calling Cheney stupid.
Liz Cheney is a stupid war hawk. All she wants to do is shoot missiles at people. I really think it hurts. I think, frankly, if Kamala, I think they hurt each other. I think they're so bad, both of them.
So that's taking place in Michigan. Now, Trump will be in Dodge County at the airport on Sunday. Tomorrow, he'll be back in Butler, Pennsylvania. You may recall Butler being the site of the assassination attempt last July.
An airport stop, interesting. I mean, I've been to that airport.
Yeah.
Nothing around there. But
a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of space and probably easy to secure to some degree because the airport perimeter is largely guarded and closed to begin with. So that is coming up on Sunday. News Much Money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 42,012. NASDAQ at 17,918. S&P 500 at 57 even. All of them were down on Thursday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semperfi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
And the dock worker strike is over for now. Thousands of union longshoremen have agreed to go back to work. They have agreed to a substantial pay package, but will not have discussions on one of their main sticking points, automation, until early next year. Rescue crews still searching the southeast for victims of Hurricane Helene. Relief efforts continue. ABC's Morgan Norwood is outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
Helene's already staggering death toll climbing once again. At least 215 people killed since the storm made landfall last Thursday in Florida. President Biden surveying the damage there, getting an aerial tour of the destruction left behind. In North Carolina, the desperate search and rescue efforts continue, and resources scarce as many remain without power and water. In Asheville, the North Carolina National Guard working nonstop to deliver supplies to residents.
Israel launching airstrikes in the southern suburbs of Beirut overnight, cutting off the main border crossing between Lebanon and Syria. This is ABC News.
We got westbound 94 tightening up just a little bit coming out of the stadium interchange. We do have northbound 4394 also with a couple taps on the brakes into the Marquette, but nothing major right now. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High 67 degrees today, becoming mostly sunny, and overnight low down to 56 under clear skies. Right now at 57 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Lined up perfectly for the Brewers going into the bottom of the ninth. Your closer's on the hill. You got a 2-run lead.
And the pitch. Hit in the air to right. Deep. Warning track and gone. Peter Alonso just put New York on top in this one.
Yeah, stunning the 41,000 fans at American Family Field. Mets logged just 2 hits off Brewers pitching through 8 innings before getting to Williams.
Stunned after allowing a 3-run home run to Mets slugger Pete Alonso in the 9th inning, Williams was matter-of-fact about his performance.
They got me a 2-run lead there in the 9th. That's how we draw it up, and I couldn't come through for the boys.
New York logged just 2 hits against Tobias Myers and 3 relievers, but exploded for 4 runs in the decisive 9th inning.
Everyone did their job except for me, so I feel like I let everyone down.
From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The suspect in the murder of a boy from Milwaukee has now been ordered to stand trial.
A doctor's report finds 16-year-old Erik Mendoza is competent to proceed in the murder trial of 5-year-old Prince McCree. Mendoza's attorneys have requested time to investigate a possible not guilty by reason of insanity plea. Mendoza is accused of beating McCree to death with a barbell, a 70-pound concrete bird feeder, and a golf club in October of 2023. 27-year-old David Patura pleaded guilty to first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime in the case and was given a life sentence back in June. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Here in Ripon, the Republican Party was founded. It was founded in a meeting in 1854 in the Little White Schoolhouse, and it was founded by people who were opposed to slavery.
Republican former Congresswoman Liz Cheney speaking at a campaign event alongside the Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday. Vice President Harris speaking of unity around fair elections and a peaceful transfer of power.
No matter your political party, there is a place for you with us and in this campaign.
Latest Marquette University Law School poll shows the race this way in Wisconsin. Vice President Harris maintaining a 4-point lead over former President Donald Trump. The former president will be back in Wisconsin. He's got a rally Sunday at the Dodge County Airport in Juneau.
So who made the most money during the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee last July? Well, the Milwaukee Business Journal reports the Trade Hotel made more than $900,000. Both the Milwaukee County Historical Society and the 3rd Street Market Hall took in about $500,000 each in rentals, but that money went straight to the vendors for event management and catering. And all it was the Milwaukee RNC Host Committee that spent the most locally, nearly $90 million for production costs for Fiserv Forum and the Wisconsin Center District.
Milwaukee Chamber Theater celebrating its 50th anniversary, kicking off their 5-show season. An Iliad, a modern retelling of Homer's epic poem. Milwaukee Chamber Theater Artistic Director Brett Hazelton telling what's on tap.
It's a bare stage. There's a bench. The poet's got a trunk that a couple things come out of, but for the most part, it is just pure raw theatricality where you have a single performer through their spirit and craft and heart and mind telling the entire story of the Trojan War.
4 performances remain today through Sunday.
Coming up, running through Milwaukee.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Delicious and versatile, Sendik's is featuring natural boneless and skinless chicken breasts for just $3.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy 1, 2, or a set of 4. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevrolet in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
If you're seeking Lake Country's finest, don't miss out on the Westerly, opening this spring.
It's close to shopping, easy access to Highway 94. I've never tried a golf simulator, so for sure I'll try that. I'm looking forward to some classes in the pool. Heated. When I'm ready for assisted living, I don't have to leave my apartment. They will take care of me right in my familiar surroundings. That is very important to me.
The Westerly has you covered. Apartment reservations are booking quickly. Visit livingwesterly.com.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
We're thrilled to have the one and only Will Pounder.
I don't know what that means.
Labeled or known as being a big baguette.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting. Exciting Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:38.
Former Brewers pitcher Tim Dillard is our final guest of the season on Brewers 360. I'm going to call it like Brewers 345. We almost finished.
Yeah, not a full circle.
Yeah, no. That's coming up at 7:45.
He'll make us smile. If we know Tim, we know he'll make us
Yes, he will.
Busy weekend along the lakefront. On Sunday, it's the Milwaukee Lakefront Marathon. So that means, of course, 26 point whatever miles throughout throughout the entire city. So if you are in and around the Milwaukee area on Sunday, be prepared. There are going to be road closures in some of those stretches.
I forget, does this one go over the Hone? Does it say there?
This one, let's see.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you, Debbie. Debbie was just kind of doing some work
Oh,
on
as
this.
Deb would know because you have the traffic closures and
Right.
whatnot.
Whereas, was it, Debbie? 5th in Wisconsin along the lakefront, over the Hone, Summerfest grounds.
Yep, it goes all the way up to Lake Park and then down to College Avenue and back and ends up at Summerfest grounds.
Remember that one marathon where they ran the wrong way?
Yeah, there was one
It
they ran the
wasn't
wrong
long
way.
enough?
Yeah.
There was one where it was like too short.
Well, so one of those
I don't know if
years-
that was this one.
No, I think that was the Milwaukee Marathon. This is the Lakefront
Yeah,
Marathon.
Milwaukee
Okay, right, they're
Lakefront
different.
Marathon, yeah. One of those years, I got to stand at the finish line and read off people as they ran past. It'd be like, Betsy Johansson from Brookfield, congratulations. And they'd be running by, and a lot of people would be super excited and wave, and others would be like just absolutely miserable. And then there'd be the guy who, I've never run before in my life, and would run it in 3.5
It's like,
hours.
fine.
Yeah. It's like,
Right.
what?
I didn't really train that much.
How do you exist?
Right. It doesn't make sense.
Anyway,
News.
good luck to the runners.
News report brought to you by Steinhoffels here. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Steinhoffels is celebrating its 90th anniversary with its biggest Best Brands, Best Prices sale. Take 10% off all their best brands of sofas, bedroom, and dining, including special orders so you can really make it your own. And with Steinhoffel's 18-month 0% interest financing, your new room is even more affordable. Shop in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you feel self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
Hey, guess what? It's a family fish fry Friday. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Don't pay $16 or more. Your Mine Shaft restaurant fish fry is just $4.99. $4.99. Seriously. The two-piece dine-in fish fry is $4.99. Add $2 and it's all you can eat for $6.99. It's the best Friday dining value anywhere. Sip on a delicious old-fashioned. Enjoy a Manhattan, a bourbon, a glass of wine, or an ice-cold beer with your $4.99 fish fry. Kids menu that starts at $3.99, and they'll love that world-class game room. Quietly tucked aside from the dining area, you enjoy your dinner, they enjoy big fun. Wherever you live, it's worth the easy drive for your $4.99 Mine Shaft fish fry. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. Serving begins at 11 a.m. Get there early. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford, just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh. One of my favorite places. Visit MineShaftRestaurant.com. Enjoy your $4.99 fish fry.
At 7:41, how's the morning drive, Deb?
Westbound 94 is tightening up just a bit from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound coming out of the Stadium interchange heading towards 27th Street. It's a little bit tight there. Southbound 43, watch for a few taps on the brakes coming in through the Capitol Drive area. Otherwise, for the most part, everything else is looking just fine. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, increasing sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the mid and upper 60s. It's clear and mild tonight with a low of around 56. Then sunny and breezy for our Saturday. Highs in the low 70s. A slight chance of an overnight shower or thunderstorm. We return to sunshine on Sunday with a high of 71, and then sunny and cooler for Monday and Tuesday. Highs in the mid and upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 57 degrees. Weather cooperating through the weekend. Maybe you got high school football tonight. I got to work the grill tonight.
Ooh.
For the Booster Club.
So what would you rather do? Work the grill at the Friday night game, or be me and escort my 8th grader and her friends because they can't go by themselves to homecoming?
Oh, no, you got to take a carload of young girls
yes.
to the high school game tonight?
And escort them because can't have little kids running around without parents.
Nah, I think I'll make your brats and burgers tonight. Would be good.
Oh, I was going to tell you. So my freshman, he went to the old Powder Puff the other day.
Oh, that's right. Homecoming for you this weekend.
It's homecoming this weekend. So the Powder Puff was freshman versus senior, and he comes home. He's like, "Oh, my dad, we almost won the game." It was a barn burner. He said it was 0-0. Went into extra innings. It went into overtime, and they didn't know how to.
Overtime in the Powder Puff game?
Yes, and the freshmen hung with them, and they had to do back and forth. Finally, I guess the seniors kicked a field goal to end the game. But yeah, and he came home amped up. We almost had it.
Fantastic.
Meanwhile, my senior was like, "What? There's a Powder Puff game?"
Nice. Band show this weekend in Greendale as well. We host, which means we don't compete. We'll put on a little show, but I MC that. That's my contribution to the band. You got some of these, we call them the band dads, so there's some women in there as well who build the sets and all these pieces, and they do welding and stuff, and they're all like, "Hey, you got to join me." I'm like, let's all stay in our lane.
Not clipboard guy?
Right.
Today or this weekend?
I'll do the announcing for the thing, and that'll be my contribution.
But that sounds totally like you, though, because you must love it when it's like a band from God knows where,
Oh, yeah. Good to see all of them in there.
Yeah.
Really talented bands.
Do you ever make jokes, like little sly comments, or do you got to keep straight on that?
I make jokes when I screw up. Like, and, I'm butchering people's names, I'm sure. And then
Debbie Lazega on horn.
Right. The other thing is the shout-outs. So it's a fundraiser, right? You can pay $1 or whatever it is, and then, oh, good luck today, Noah, from Erik, from Mom and Dad. We love you.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to read people's handwriting. It's dark. I'm on the track. The stadium's lit. I can't see anymore anyway. You can hear someone shouting, "It's Johansson, not Johnson." Okay, well, your handwriting here.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm doing the best I can here.
Good luck to your kid.
So, hey, come out and see us in Greendale. Everybody's welcome. 7:45, we got Brewers 360 up next.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, gear up for fall and winter adventures in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC during the Truck Month sale. Get more truck or SUV for your buck, more for your trade, and score money-saving offers now. As a longtime fan myself, I'm confident you'll enjoy all the ways Team Holiday makes car shopping fun, simple, and pressure-free. Find yours and drive it home today from Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
WTMJ's Home Improvement Showcase, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Ask about their honest pricing guarantee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
I mean, it's a lot of disappointment, We worked all year to get to this point. No one feels worse than I do.
Devin Williams just crushed after giving up that 3-run shot, then another run as the Brewers fall to the Mets 4-2.
I'm telling you, that one had some sting on it.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Holiday Automotive. Let's do it one final time.
So many questions, not necessarily about the defeat, but just moving forward. What happens now? Willie Adames, of course, being the big one. What's going to happen with the shortstop? We would expect him to be gone. He's going to get a big payday, and Ortiz, who would probably move in there? Who am I thinking? Who's the new shortstop next year?
Well, sure, you could move Ortiz over.
Yeah.
You could you put Terang there? Has he played short?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Let's finish this season
it's
first.
hard. It's hard to
all
think
right.
Bringing
in former Brewers pitcher and broadcaster Tim Dillard with us live this morning. Tim, appreciate the time on a tough morning.
It is a tough morning. Unbelievable having me on talking about the Brewers. Oh, everyone's so sad. I know. Heartbroken is a good word.
Hey, let's talk about Devin Williams for a moment. And you've been in those shoes where it's a lonely place to be. I was trying to think in sports if there's an equivalent to what he has to wear now moving forward. Maybe a professional golfer missing that putt that would have won a championship. Maybe a kicker who misses a game-winning field goal. But it's pretty lonely company in terms of what he has to move on from.
Well, that's kind of the job when it comes to being pretty much a bullpen pitcher, right? If you're a starter and you give up a few runs in the first, it's like, well, you have a chance to come back. If you're the closer, if you're a reliever, you come in and give it up. It's like the Adam Sandler song, right? The lonesome kicker. Like that's what it feels like. You're like, oh, man. But, I mean, as far as the baseball players, like the clubhouse side of it, he's been good all season long. And he was a big reason why they were there. So, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be pointing the finger like, man, you blew it. I just think that hurts the most that they come down to the wire. And like Willie Adames said post-game, like, hey, we're 2 outs away and it just didn't work out. Like, that hurts the most. If you just don't make playoffs, you can start going, okay, well, let's look at changes for this club. We need changes. But they didn't. They dominated all season long. They made playoffs. And they're a good team. And, I mean, they just got cut short. You could see the fact that they could probably go really deep into playoffs. But something about these 3-game series, man, they've been plagued.
That's the other thing. And, I mean, I was hardly the only person saying this, but since June, I've been talking about, like, got to get one of those top 2 spots because that 3-game series, and maybe it's just a quirk or a fluke or whatever, but we just have not been good.
We seem to struggle
in this format.
Well, I mean, if you look back at what they've done all season long, they've never lost 4 games in a row. That just means that they're built for figuring it out in a short amount of time. And that short amount of time could be 5 games, definitely 7 games. But, the 3-game format, man, if you put your finger on the one thing, like what could have been different, there's a couple of little things. The Mets were crushing the ball opposite field for the most part the entire series. And so the big hits that came up in the ninth were both the opposite field. Yeah. It's not really that surprising. They kind of showed their approach early in game 1. Some things could have gone their way a little bit differently, but strategically, I thought they did a fantastic job. How about the young guys and what they were able to do? There's so many positive things. It just hurts. But that's kind of what sports is. And I'm sure these guys are confused. Usually when something like this happens, you go back to the clubhouse, you're trying to figure it out, and you're like, wait, I got to get in my car and leave? What do I do? Do I drive home? Am I flying home tomorrow? You just didn't plan past that moment because it just didn't enter the realm of your brain because as players, you just have the skill to not think that way. So I feel bad for the guys and the families and, of course, the fan base just because expectations they had put on themselves were so high. They feel like they kind of let everybody down.
Tim, what is Jesse Winker's problem? Honestly, what did we do to that guy? Why is this guy so angry with the Brewers?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was kind of well liked, honestly, last year. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. He did get hit with 2 outs first pitch a week ago when they played the last series of the season, and then that might have been the reason. And then he was jawing after the triple. He was jawing with Adonis. Maybe there's something else that goes on because, it's very rare that you see a guy that leaves that there wasn't any obvious rift when a guy leaves a team and then the next team he just wants to badmouth, guys on the field, slam helmet after sliding in. It's a tough look, honestly. But, I never had a problem with him. He talked to me, treated me nice. So hard to know what's going on in the player's mind, I'll be honest.
You know what my first thought was when he spiked the helmet? I kept waiting for a flag.
Yeah, that's a 15-yarder.
I kept waiting for. I'm like, what are they going? Oh wait, what would they possibly do? Throw him out of the game? Anyway,
damage was done. Much appreciated, Tim. Great to talk to you this season.
I feel bad for the equipment manager having to pick up the pieces and put it back together.
I don't. Right. I don't feel bad for that Mets guy.
7:52, Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The durability of materials gets tested. They open and close doors, latches, and shades tens of thousands of times to ensure that they last for years to come. Pella offers custom colors and innovative features like shades between the glass. Right now, get 0 interest for up to 36 months. Certain restrictions do apply. Ends October 31st. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. So many of you have told me about your plans for the future. Starting a business, buying a home, retiring near your grandchildren. But prices are too high. So let me tell you what I will do about it as president. I will take on price gouging. I will lower the cost of healthcare insurance. We cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. I'm running to do that for everyone. And I will provide new down payment assistance to first-time home buyers and tax benefits to people who want to start their own business. Donald Trump, well, he wants to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, whereas I will cut taxes for the middle class instead. Because I know working people want to do more than just get by. You want to get ahead, and that's the future you deserve. And that is what I will focus on every day as your president. Paid for by Harris for President.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking Debbie here at 7:53.
All right, eastbound 94, a little bit tight through the stadium interchange, basically from Hawley Road all the way to 35th. Westbound side, flip it from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Otherwise, everything else looking pretty good. Maybe a quick tap of the brakes southbound 43 heading through Capitol Drive, but really nothing major else happening around the area. All I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 67 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Low down to 56 tonight. Chance Saturday night of an overnight shower or storm. Saturday's high 73, mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 71. Right now 59 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
The way Xavier McKinney is tracking, Bilstad underestimated his own boldness, which when I first heard it, I was thinking he's crazy.
Innovative.
Intercepted for a fourth time in 4 games, McKinney!
And Packers Hall of Famer.
The fact that Bilstad is on track to be under-bolded on the Bold-a-thon is just fascinating.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Whew. Tausch.
Yeah.
Say something.
I think we're all feeling that kind of way this morning.
And I was trying to rank where this, for me, as a lifelong Wisconsin sports fan ranks. And
there's been some bad ones lately.
There's been some bad ones. The ones that are hardest are the gut punches. The 4th and 26, the not making it to the Super Bowl in Seattle, where it's like Seahawks. Where you're there and then you're not there, where the rug gets pulled out underneath you.
Yeah, the Brewers and Nationals in Washington, that was a wild card game. That one was very eerily similar to this one. Would that be the closest?
Yeah, I mean,
NLCS.
Obviously, for me, the 4th and 26 is the most painful memory I have, just because we were there, we were the better team that day. Like, I think as a fan and as a competitor, you can live with somebody beating you. And that's why last night, while it is a gut punch and it was it's a gut-wrenching loss, I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, you gave up a 3-run homer. You had it sitting there. You were there to win it, and I understand that. But I think as a fan, for me, that Seattle playoff loss is the hardest, because that team with Aaron and everybody else, I think that's probably his best team that he had. And for as many things to go wrong, it wasn't like Alonso's home run where it's just a monster gut punch. That was like 100 gut punches. Not taking the kick. There's 100 different things you could look at, but it has been a tough stretch as a Wisconsin sports fan, obviously. And, we just listed off 3 without even thinking that are complete heart-wrenching gut punches as a sports fan.
So I'm thinking ahead to this, and the stuff that we heard even going into this playoff series. Tausch was like, well, I'll believe it when I see it. This always happens and whatever. But at some point,
it's kind of always happening.
Geez, it's kind of always happening, right?
Yeah, I think it's interesting to me in watching and analyzing sports now for a long time in this, because baseball's so, I guess, messed up financially, that it always feels like Brewers fans kind of just expect this to happen because, well, the Mets have $200 million more in payroll and all this other stuff. Whereas with the Packers, that's not the case. But it's real. What you've learned throughout the years is it is incredibly difficult to win a championship, and things have to go your way regardless of, how good of a team you have. You have to have injuries fall, and that's not the easiest thing, especially when you see the New England Patriots win 6. You're like, well, why does it happen to them? And the Chiefs now are on this run, because if you take those outliers out of the equation, it is incredibly difficult to get a championship. And I know today's not the day we want to hear this, but Wisconsin has won championships. We've won it recently with the Bucks. But the fact that we've fallen short as many times as we have has made it really hard to remember all the good times that we've had as well.
How are you feeling about Sunday? Packers, Rams.
This has to be a get-right game. I think the Rams are beat up, and I think, for me, I think the offense is going to be really good. I think it's probably still going to be working through some things as Jordan continues to get better and better. But St. Louis, wow, Los Angeles Rams offensive line is beat down. If this defense doesn't eat and get turnovers and really suffocate Matthew Stafford, I got a feeling we're going to be incredibly disappointed Monday. But I think this should be one of those games that we're all raving about Jeff Hafley, raving about Erik Bilstad's guy, Xavier McKinney, as he gets another interception.
Stafford likes to throw picks.
To 10 picks. All bold Bilstad.
Absolutely need it. And Bucky tomorrow, right? We roll Purdue?
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
well, we certainly should. I mean, this should be a weekend that hopefully we can put that sour taste
There you go.
from last night at least in the back burner a little bit.
Thanks, Tausch. Talk on Monday.
See you guys.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
8:01, I'm Vince Virtrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, October 4th, our top story. Yeah, that's the tease. That's okay. What happened. What else do I have to say?
I'm Erik Book. You got me.
I'm sorry.
Debbie.
I missed you all up.
All right,
Debbie.
I'll take it over. To westbound 94, a little bit heavy from 35th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. Other than that, everything else is looking just fine. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast. Weather's nice. You got that going for you. High of 67 degrees today. Skies will turn mostly sunny. And tonight, nice night, clear and mild with a low down to 56. Right now, 58 in Milwaukee. For the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
They wanted to win for each other. They wanted to win for the city. Perhaps most of all, they wanted to win for Bob. Long after the final out in Thursday's game, Bob Uecker remained in the clubhouse with a handshake and a hug for every player, and meaningful conversations with the likes of Willie Adames and Christian Yelich.
By far the hardest part of the night for me was talking to Bob, and it's tough. Yeah. It's right over there. It's just a great guy.
Long after most of the media members and players had left the room, there was Bob in the Brewers clubhouse. Right there next to Bob, longtime friend Robin Yount. From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Brewers lose, series over, season over. The Mets move on to the National League Divisional Series.
The suspect in the murder of a child from Milwaukee is now being ordered to stand trial.
A doctor's report finds 16-year-old Erik Mendoza is competent to proceed in the murder trial of 5-year-old Prince McCree. Mendoza's attorneys have requested time to investigate a possible not guilty by reason of insanity plea. Mendoza is accused of beating McCree to death with a barbell, a 70-pound concrete bird feeder, and a golf club in October of 2023. 27-year-old David Petura pleaded guilty to first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime in the case and was given a life sentence back in June. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Strike is over. 45,000 dock workers at East and Gulf Coast ports is done, at least for now. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
In dollar amounts, base pay for a top dock worker will go from $39 an hour to $63 an hour. That's about $131,000 per year, and many dock workers do earn more than that after bonuses and overtime. President Biden is applauding this agreement. We're told he called the union's leader, Harold Daggett, this week to express support for the workers. Both sides will have until January to negotiate other sticking points like protections against automated machinery.
Cargo will start to offload on ships today, which is welcome relief for consumers and businesses who basically escape the threat of shipping delays and higher prices, particularly if we got into the holiday season.
News about your money. The U.S. economy, again, defying some expectations, churning out a higher than anticipated number of jobs. The jobs report came out this morning. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Analysts were expecting about 140,000 positions to have been created last month. The actual number from the Bureau of Labor Statistics stands at 254,000 jobs, with growth in food service, healthcare, and construction. The unemployment rate in September was virtually unchanged at 4.1%.
It's been a solid week since Hurricane Helene made landfall, and many communities in Appalachia remain cut off from the world.
Getting supplies to western North Carolina has involved aircraft and, where roads are usable, vehicles. Elsewhere, the relief effort has taken a decidedly low-tech turn. Mules are being loaded with food, water, and medicine and led into the storm zone.
They're able to carry 150 pounds each, which is more effective.
Amanda Schumacher is a volunteer with Mountain Mule Packer Ranch, running mule trains into the Black Mountain area and beyond. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Coming up, if a $1.50 hot dog at Costco is not your style, how about an ounce of platinum? Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With shorter days in the forecast, brighten up now with top quality lighting and ceiling fans at unbeatable prices. At our award-winning showroom, you'll see our new display of Visual Comfort brand lighting along with their newest LED lights and ceiling fans. We carry every major brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 10 to 4. We're located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
In this real estate market, you need an aggressive real estate agent. Milwaukee Realty pays for client home inspections and well inspections for their buyers and sellers. That's aggressive. Ask your favorite agent if they will, and then call Milwaukee Realty.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Busy weekend along Milwaukee's lakefront.
It's iconic and popular, and it's back. The Milwaukee Lakefront Marathon. What does this mean for John Q. Public? Well, the route of thousands of runners will take them from 5th and Wisconsin along the lakefront over the Hone Bridge and wrapping up at the Summerfest grounds. This means there'll be plenty of road closures throughout the course, with most starting around 6 a.m. Interested in being a spectator? You can park free at Henry Meyer Festival Park with various other spots along the way to cheer on your runner. Everything will step off at 7 a.m. on Sunday, and the whole route should be open by 1:30. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Costco is going platinum.
Sales of its gold bars and silver coins have been so popular, Costco is adding 1-ounce platinum bars to its lineup. The chain describes them as 999.5 pure platinum made in Switzerland, and the refiner has the good delivery accreditation from the London Bullion Market. There's a limit of 5 per customer per transaction. Costco sold more than $100 million in 24-karat gold bars in 3 months last fall at $2,000 a pop. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our SiteX Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting creepy to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
There is a special event going on right now. Hi all, Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Volkswagen, and it's called the Hall's Drive Out Cancer Event. They've teamed up with This Time Tomorrow Foundation, and they've partnered with them for the last 10 years. This Time Tomorrow Foundation is a local charity that raises money for individuals and families fighting all forms of cancer, a disease affecting so many more people than you can even imagine. So here's how it works. If you purchase a new 2024 Volkswagen vehicle during this event, Hall will donate to the foundation in your honor. All you got to do is go to hallcars.com. You can find out a lot more information there, both about the foundation and how you can help.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
You can't run, and you can't hide. From Greg Matzik.
I got a canker sore the size of a monkey fist, but I'm telling you what, I wouldn't mind eating a slice of pizza.
And Jessica Ty.
Are you doing a level above Demon Chicken or lower? You need somebody to try the hotness? I'm right there.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
Did you hear her say, though, it's getting taller and lighter? That's what people are like taking Ozempic for these days.
Exactly.
It's on WTMJ.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-count Essential Everyday Spring Water, $3.99. 45.5 to 50-ounce selected varieties Arm & Hammer Laundry, $4.99. 18.2 to 24.5 selected varieties Gordon's Fish, $4.99. 32-ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against San Francisco on November 24th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 6th.
Checking in with Debbie here at 11 minutes after 8 o'clock.
All right. Things are looking pretty good right now. We've got full freeway speeds across the area. No more delays, believe it or not. And also no incidents up on the board. So it's looking actually pretty good out there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast, mostly sunny today. High of 67 degrees. Tonight looks pretty good. Low down to 56 under clear skies. For your weekend, high 73 on Saturday. Sunday, high of 71 degrees. Chance overnight from Saturday into Sunday of a shower or storm. Right now, 59 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Virtrano.
8:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I'm going to lead with this. By lead with, that's, our little jargon about whatever. This first story out of the gate here in our 8 o'clock hour. It's a strange one out of Racine. There's a twinge of scandal to it because somebody's not telling the truth.
We have a follow-up after Racine police received some backlash by releasing a potentially rabid woodchuck.
See, now you chuckled.
I did.
Our friend Susan Kim there on TMJ4 News. And before you chuckle, it is, in fairness, kind of a bizarre tale. And how important can this be? Why are we talking about woodchuck at 8:12?
Correct.
You didn't even want me to do this story this morning. Erik and I, when we get here, we talk about, okay, I've got this. This was interesting to me. We go, okay, who's doing what? And you're like...
To be fair, it was also early after a devastating evening, so...
And we were all in a bad mood.
Woodchucks weren't on my mind at the moment.
Oh, we're in a bad mood this morning. I feel better now, don't you, a little bit?
Of course.
Okay, so I had to sell you on the woodchuck story, but now you like it.
It's intriguing. It is an yes, I will give you this. It's intriguing.
So here's the rest of it. You heard Susan Kim there talking about it. Bizarre tale, wild animal with rabies running around out there. That's not good in a residential area. Now, we don't know, though, if this woodchuck was rabid. And that's one of the key pieces to this story. Woodchuck bit a guy in Racine. I think we did the story at the time. I think we told you about this weeks ago.
Breaking news, man bitten by woodchuck.
That didn't stick with you? I remember talking about woodchuck guy.
Okay.
Woodchuck bit this guy. His name is Craig Thomas. TMJ4 has pictures of his hand. It's all nasty looking. Like it was a bad bite. You don't want to get bit by an animal. His wife, Sharon, is saying this has been a long ordeal and would continue to be a long ordeal because there are concerns that the woodchuck may have had rabies. And if people get rabies and you don't treat it, it kills you, period.
Now my husband's got to go next month, being of the third month, to get tested for rabies. And he's got to do that every 3 months.
So this guy, he got bit. Now he's got to go test every 3 months for rabies. He's worried about it, whatever. Also, Craig's wife there said, people won't stop asking us about it. Everywhere we go, they're like, there's a guy that got bit by it's almost like a joke to other people.
Man.
And they don't much care for that.
Sure.
Right? So this is hanging over their heads. Now, as we said, this woodchuck has bitten Craig. Craig actually captured the animal, and this is the scandal. After it bit him, he captured this woodchuck. I guess he kept it in a suitcase. Somehow trapped it in there.
How did it bite him in the first place?
Well, that's a fair question.
Anyway,
Don't know.
Sorry, we'll get to that later.
So he's got this woodchuck. It's trapped in this suitcase, and he calls police. Now, you would think, and this, folks who have been bitten by other people's pets or things like that, or a stray dog or something like that, typically, I think what they do is they quarantine the animal.
Not typically. Always.
Like always. Right, because then you can test the animal for rabies instead of the guy.
You run the records, or if it's a feral animal like this.
Yes. So instead of testing poor Craig here every 3 months for rabies and have him go through this whole ordeal, you got the woodchuck.
Yeah.
The proper authorities take that animal, and then the animal is tested for rabies. So they call police. Now, according to their story, police, because what do cops know, right? I don't know what to do with the thing. So they call the DNR.
Yeah, call the people that would know.
Law enforcement dispatcher rings up the DNR, according to their story, and DNR apparently told him to let the thing go. No, go ahead and release the woodchuck. So, according to their story, that's what the DNR told the dispatcher. That's what the dispatcher told whoever responded to the scene, so they let the thing out. That's that. Well, TMJ4 News investigated. They contacted the DNR, and the DNR told TMJ4 News, don't know anything about this. Don't know who. This doesn't ring a bell to us. It's not, I guess, what we would say or whatever. They basically denied that it was their instruction to release the woodchuck. Well, TMJ4's Talil Mahadin stayed on it, filed an open records request, and she got this dispatch recording, police talking with someone at the DNR that day.
They're asking me to see if you would like the groundhog, or should they just release it?
They're probably best off just releasing it.
That's what I thought. But I'm like, I'll check with you first.
So
that's DNR guy, so far as we know?
So far as we know, that's dispatch talking with DNR. Now, they called it a groundhog. Groundhog and woodchuck the same thing?
Yeah, right. They're interchangeable. I'm sure someone will say that's not the case.
Actually, right. This one has 3 teeth and that had, right. Whatever it was, small woodland creature. Okay, that's not the point of the story. Thing is that DNR first told TMJ4 News we don't know anything about this. TMJ4 follows up and they're like, well, I don't know. This was apparently someone on the line here with dispatch. Family story checks out. Cop story checks out. Yours doesn't. DNR is still kind of giving TMJ4 the runaround on it. Here's their statement. Our local conservation warden team was made aware by the Racine-based law enforcement dispatch. However, we cannot address the division, party, or person the WTMJ newsroom contacted because we were not advised. I'm not even sure what that means. Like, well, we don't know who they talked to or whatever. Well, I don't find out.
Yeah, who'd the dispatcher call? Like, was that an intern? Was that like someone's son who answered their cell phone? Yeah, go ahead and release. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, somebody screwed up over there, and they don't want to own it. And it's fine if you made a mistake or somebody who wasn't properly informed to say they contacted this person. The instruction should have been XYZ, or defend it. But either way, don't deny that it happened.
And we would assume, as Debbie asked, we would assume that the DNR person on the other end of this phone call knew that there was a bite, that the guy had been bitten by said woodchuck.
I would think even if there weren't, if you have a potentially sick animal that may be rabid,
how would you know
concerned
that it was
about
sick,
that? Well, there. I don't know how they thought that, other than obviously the thing bit this guy, but also there are signs of rabies or an animal acting strangely. You know, there's traditionally it's the foaming at the mouth, right, or the eyes get crazy, or perhaps they had some way of knowing.
So they're able to diagnose that.
I don't know. Like, wouldn't you go have a look?
Yes.
Oh, Craig here went to the trouble of putting the thing in a suitcase. Somebody go have a look.
I don't disagree with that.
So that turned out to be an interesting story, didn't it?
So what happens now? He's going to take tests now every 3 months?
Yeah, and I don't know how long that has to happen. I thought if you may have had rabies, they give you all the shots and do all that stuff right away. Because again, it can be deadly if it's not treated. But either way, this continues to be an ordeal for this family. I feel bad for Craig Thomas, for his wife, and folks who are chuckling at it. It's a big deal for them, and they didn't get the service that they thought. And it could have been taken care of if people were trying to cover their tracks.
Right.
Or had done their due diligence and found out, all right, did we have somebody who gave bad advice? And how do we fix that? So that turned out to be an interesting story, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's 8:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Right, Debbie? That was an interesting story today.
It was an interesting story. Okay. I'm dumbfounded how they could allow them to just release it. If they knew all the facts, honestly. Anywho. East and westbound 94, we are at full freeway speeds right now. We're not seeing really any issues there. 41, 43, also clear ride right now. If you're heading to the airport, no major issues either. So we are actually in good shape. Happy Friday. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So what do you think of WTMJ?
You can't handle the truth.
No, we absolutely do want your honest feedback.
Hit me with it. Just give it to me straight.
You listen to WTMJ, you should have a say. It only takes 10 minutes to complete the Fall 2024 Fan Survey. As a thank you for your valuable feedback, you'll be entered to win a package including 2 Bucks tickets and an overnight stay at the Pfister. Simply text the word survey to the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620.
So glad I got to experience what it's like. Vince Virtrano for Johnson & Sons Paving. Grateful for this experience when the boys put me up on the big paver on a major project at Mayfair. What I got to see and experience as Dave, the paver guy, he had me up there teaching me how to steer. Number one, how many people are involved in one of these big projects, right? They were repaving a huge section of the parking lot there at Macy's, and I got to experience what a challenge it is to do that job right. I saw firsthand how much pride this local paving team takes in the work they do. In fact, Dave was telling me he didn't even live here. He lives up north somewhere. He drives down because he wants so badly week in and week out to work specifically with Johnson & Sons Paving. From concept to design to laying down the asphalt or concrete, everybody works together, gets the quality job done. And think about trust. Mayfair Mall, Macy's, big businesses in our area. They trust the Johnson family. Trust Johnson & Sons Paving for their important projects. It's how you know you can trust them on yours, residential and commercial, asphalt and concrete. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at ADAMM.com.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually. But more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenex.
rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
There is no tomorrow tonight for the crew.
When your day is long.
This one again.
Feels like Groundhog's Day.
In so many ways, actually. Previous story notwithstanding.
Right.
Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. He's run the sprockets off the REM today. We actually got a text about it, Greg.
I saw it. Made me
Please stop playing the REM bumper. My daughter already thought I was losing my mind during the game last night. Now she heard me shaving to that blaring in the bathroom. She thinks I need counseling.
Can you imagine? My dad in the bathroom listening to this song.
Dad is not okay. Mom, you have to come home now. Dad is not okay.
Oh, God. That was gut-wrenching. That was a tough one.
Telling you, that one had some sting on it.
Yeah, did you?
Sometimes everything is
because.
All right, enough of this type.
Now you're just trolling. That's not kind.
Yeah, you're not helping us.
Right, it's because of how it happened. And it was because we were there. We had 25 outs. You need 27 to win the game.
Right.
And we had those two outs, and we had our closer, and we had all the stuff, and we had all the excitement.
Isn't that the good thing is that there's nothing to question? Like, doesn't that make you feel a little bit better? They beat the best. You had the guy, your closer, your guy, and they beat him. Isn't that more palatable than, oh man, Murph did this, or they should have done this, or this happened, or a fluky
some
play,
guy fell down around in the bases,
a bad call, or
yes, a bad call, or some sort of controversy that leaves it hanging over, like we should actually be advancing. Yeah. There's no question that we lost this game, and why. Gut punch, though, for sure. But you know me, I'm an eternal optimist. Why is that funny?
Excuse me. Yes,
of course. I am a positive thinker.
Super positive guy.
So I have assembled, characteristic to me, a list of good things. Some happy thoughts as a result of this Brewers loss.
Okay.
Would you like for me to share some of this?
Please.
New song.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Okay, so you no longer need to worry about flipping back and forth between the Packers and Brewers on Sunday. That was going to be a problem. Game 2 of the NLDS was going to be Sunday afternoon, a 3-something start. Packers play at 3:25, so you're going to have to do, am I going to get 2 TVs in here?
You're right. That would have been so stressful to figure out.
Do I try to record one game and then watch the other? So
what a pain that would have been for us.
Right. And your Saturday afternoon is wide open now because Badgers kickoff is 11 o'clock.
You're right.
You are good.
And they should sail through that game too. So, okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks.
This one more personal, but maybe you have someone in your life who's like this. I think ultimately this is better for Joe Virtrano.
Yeah. I was worried about your dad.
Oof. Dad's a big Brewers fan, was a Braves fan as well. My personal talk and text line was getting pretty dark. It was some pretty bad stuff.
I bet.
It's going to be okay.
Have you spoken with him since last night?
I have not spoken with him.
All right.
So
this will be better for his health.
I'm not sure a protracted run by the local 9 in the playoffs was really a benefit to his long-term health. Probably better for your finances.
How's that?
Postseason tickets are expensive. You're thinking, do we want to try to buy, do we want the whole package? Do we want to do that? You got gear to buy, championship gear.
Yeah, we saved money. Okay.
That one didn't hit for you?
No, that one doesn't work for me.
All right, here. This is more for you and me personally here in the Wisconsin's Morning News and Greg Pancake Hill.
Okay.
A lot more time in that 7:40 segment that goes right before Brewers 360. That's a hard one, right? We're always working up against the clock. Greg Hill produces the program. He's like, you guys are late.
Super tight in there.
Right.
It's tough to get a quick 3-minute interview in with the manager.
Right. So, Brewers 360 is done.
That doesn't make me happy.
That didn't do it for you either. All right. This one should do it for you. Devin Williams is the Brewers closer. Had an amazing season after coming back from injury and uncharacteristically blew the save and the series with a few bad pitches. This is a guy who had a bad day at work. Here's good news. Devin Williams is not a heart surgeon. He is not a fighter pilot. Okay, he's not a first responder. Nobody dies. It's the sports. We're all going to be okay.
You're right.
So will Devin.
You're right. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
That did, right? And finally,
okay,
the Brewers have assembled a core of young, amazing talent. Think of the pitching talent alone that we're going to get back. If Woody comes back good.
Tobias Myers, man. He's an ace. That guy is going to be an ace.
And that guy did that in the postseason. He can carry that into next season.
Still got Bobby Gass.
Got to come back from injury there. So, look at that.
Okay.
Look at your rotation if those guys come back healthy. And you got Jackson Churio. The future is bright for the team.
Okay.
And the Brewers' first spring training game at American Family Fields of Phoenix is February 22nd.
Our next broadcast will come to you from Arizona. That's what's going to happen. And we'll be back with you. And hopefully you'll be back with us.
When you're sure you've had enough of this life, hang on.
Okay. Seriously.
Don't let yours.
No, it has to stop.
Are you looking to downsize your home? Does the thought of moving out of your lifelong home with cherished memories overwhelm you? Hi, this is Jean Nemelvitz from Bruce's team. As you transition into the next stage of your life, our team is ready to take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. To start the process of downsizing and moving to the lifestyle you deserve, call us at 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's Dave from Feldco. Did drafty windows make last winter frigid? Listen, Feldco's here to make things easier for you. It's the perfect time of year to replace those old windows. Right now, get 50% off windows plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. Visit us at 4feldco.com or give us a call at 866-4FELDCO.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4FELDCO.
The Fox and Hound Supper Club in Hubertus is hiring servers, bussers, food runners, expo and barbacks, and cleaners. Make real money. It's perfect for high school and college students, parents, and grandparents. Tell your kids and start next week. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
8:32. I'm Vince Virtrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, October 4th, our top story, from undaunted to daunted.
I'm Erik Bilstad. How much to pay for that sinkhole?
I'm Debbie Laziga. We are in the clear right now, not seeing really any issues out on the road. Light volume, full freeway speeds. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, becoming mostly sunny with a high of 67. Clear and mild overnight, low down to 56. Right now in Milwaukee, we're at 57 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it was lined up perfectly for the Brewers. All we needed was 2 more outs.
Hit in the air to right, deep, warning track, and gone. Peter Alonso just put New York on top in this one.
Yeah, that 3-run home run off Brewers all-star closer Devin Williams. Key blast in that 4-run ninth. Again, led to this stunning 4-2 win by the Mets in front of 41,000 fans at American Family Field. Mets had just 2 hits off Brewers pitching through 8 innings before getting to Williams.
Stunned after allowing a 3-run home run to Met slugger Pete Alonso in the 9th inning, Williams was matter-of-fact about his performance.
They got me a 2-run lead there in the 9th, that's how we draw it up, and I couldn't come through for the boys.
New York logged just 2 hits against Tobias Myers and 3 relievers, but exploded for 4 runs in the decisive 9th inning.
Everyone did their job except for me, so, I feel like I let everyone down.
From American Family Field, Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
News about your money. America's employers adding a surprisingly strong 254,000 jobs last month. It's evidence that the U.S. labor market is remaining solid to support steady hiring and growing economy. The numbers coming out an hour ago.
Suspect in the murder of a boy from Milwaukee has been ordered to stand trial.
A doctor's report finds 16-year-old Erik Mendoza is competent to proceed in the murder trial of 5-year-old Prince McCree. Mendoza's attorneys have requested time to investigate a possible not guilty by reason of insanity plea. Mendoza is accused of beating McCree to death with a barbell, a 70-pound concrete bird feeder, and a golf club in October of 2023. 27-year-old David Patura pleaded guilty to first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime in the case and was given a life sentence back in June. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Here in Ripon, the Republican Party was founded. It was founded in a meeting in 1854 in the Little White Schoolhouse. And it was founded by people who were opposed to slavery.
Republican former Congresswoman Liz Cheney speaking at a campaign event in Ripon, Wisconsin Thursday, alongside Vice President Kamala Harris, of course, a Democrat. The vice president speaking of unity around fair elections and the peaceful transfer of power. Of course, Cheney saying that she will vote for Harris. Latest Marquette University Law School poll that came out on Wednesday has Harris maintaining a 4-point lead over former President Donald Trump. Trump will be back in Wisconsin on Sunday at the Dodge County Airport.
Whitefish Bay Village Board approved a contract for a permanent fix to a sinkhole at Big Bay and Buckley Parks. $5.5 million, the guaranteed maximum cost the construction management service Mid-City Corporation will need, but the final cost could be greater or lower. The sinkhole formed in June after the failure of a 90-year-old storm sewer infrastructure some 70 feet below the ground.
Time now for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. The Dow starting the day up 301. The NASDAQ starting the day up 220. And the S&P is up 45. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Hi, I'm Dewey Strobel. When I learned that 1 in 7 Wisconsinites struggle with literacy and that only 13% of elementary students at our state's largest school district read at grade level, I knew we had to do something. Reading is the #1 building block for learning, and our kids were falling behind. So I introduced and passed a bipartisan literacy bill to develop a proven phonics-based curriculum and give schools the resources they need to implement it. Teaching our kids to read isn't partisan. I worked with elected officials from both sides of the aisle to get this bill signed into law by Governor Evers. Because to keep our state moving forward, we have to make sure our kids have the tools that they need to be successful. I'm Dewey Strobel, and when Wisconsin is facing serious issues, you can count on me to cut through the partisan gridlock and deliver results for you and your family. I'd be honored to earn your vote for State Senate this November. Paid for by Dewey for Senate.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Found this story to be a bit alarming. Waukesha County badly needs plow drivers. County is looking for not a few, not 10, not even a dozen. They need 24 plow operators.
Oof. That sounds like a lot.
Doesn't it? That seems like a big number.
There's been a shortage over the last several years,
of drivers of all kinds, right? Yeah. We need truckers, we need bus drivers, we need plow operators, obviously, but it's a lot. Now, Waukesha County, to their part, has said, like, we're going to plow the roads. A lot of these drivers are needed at the airport. Not that that's a small thing, but they'll plow the roads. They're going to get it done, but they need people, and they want to bring them on now. From TMJ4 News, the county is currently in desperate need of snowplow drivers, and the push is on to hire them before the weather changes. Also, they've got a training program to coach people up. They say you don't even need experience to do this. They'll bring you in, and they'll train you. Great. They'll teach you how to operate the plow and drive the truck, and they have a training program that starts next week. So what are they doing to get the message out? I mean, normally this probably wouldn't be something that we would spend a segment on at Wisconsin's Morning News. Okay, They need plow drivers. Good. So they produced this video, the county did. It's a recruiting video. I found it on social media, on the airport Twitter page. It spoofs the classic film Airplane.
Excuse me, sir, we have a little problem with the snowplow.
Snowplow? What is it?
It's a machine that clears snow, but that's not important right now.
Okay, wow. You get it? Right.
Fantastic.
It's dead on. They use all of the jokes from Airplane.
So they make the whole movie.
It's a several minutes long video.
Can you drive this plow and clear the runway?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
It's like they made it for you.
Right. Me?
Yes,
right.
like you.
How can we get this guy to talk about our plow driver need? Here. That's funny.
That is funny.
You heard me cracking up today when I was looking at it.
Yeah, I was like, what are you laughing at?
It's that plow video from Waukesha.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's just bad enough to be even funnier, right? Because they clearly have bought into the joke. They know exactly what they're doing. And then they've produced this video.
Please tell me Kareem is in it.
I should check. Could they get Giannis in it?
That'd be amazing.
Just any Bucks player would do. You want one more?
Yes, please.
What driving experience do you have?
I drove for the city of Waukesha, but that was years ago. That was only a single blade. This has a boom and 2 engines. It's an entirely different type of driving altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of driving.
Well done. Wow. Well done.
There's more in there, and it's worth a watch. If you want help, Greg Pancake Hill has put it up. Easily digestible online link. Text the word plow, P-L-O-W, to 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Text plow, and we'll get Pancake to send you the link to that video. And hey, if you're available, they need plow drivers in Waukesha.
Speaking of Pancake, got ourselves a breakfast coming up.
That is next on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you got, Debbie?
Well, we got a pretty good ride shaping up. Really not seeing any delays around the area. No incidents up on the board either. So, yeah, everything's good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semper Fi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
After 125 years, Port Washington State Bank knows how to help your business expand. I'm James Showalter, president of PWSB and a proud resident of Ozaukee County. As a fifth-generation family business, PWSB cares deeply about helping you achieve your goals. Our commercial lending team takes the time to listen and provide the care you deserve. It's the way we've done business since 1899. Stop into Port Washington State Bank today.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Losing your independence and moving out of your home. It's one of the greatest fears seniors have. What are your most difficult challenges? Daily chores, transportation, loneliness from the loss of friends and family? Seniors Helping Seniors has been serving Southeast Wisconsin for over a decade, specializing in in-home care, catering to your specific needs. Having someone who also acts as a companion will enhance your mental and emotional health and help keep you where you want to be. In-home care for seniors by seniors. Contact Seniors Helping Seniors Waukesha today.
At 8:44 on this Friday morning. As I mentioned, we talk a lot about what's going to be in the show, what's not going to be in the show. We do it every morning at 9 o'clock. Some things ultimately find their way into the rundown for the week, and others, they don't. So we assign Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program, to whip up a little something with the leftovers in a piece we call the Pancake Breakfast Special.
Breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Thank goodness there isn't a polar bear in this story. If you don't get that joke, you don't want to get that joke. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? If you don't get that joke, it's Brewers related, by the way. So, I guess I'm late to the game because I was workshopping this topic with our director of content, Mike Spalding, and he has heard of this before. Are any of you familiar with Fat Bear Week?
Yep.
You are all familiar with Fat Bear Week.
You had me a polar bear. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Thank you. Did you keep this secret from me? What the hell is Fat Bear Week? You don't know what Fat Bear Week is.
I don't know what Fat Bear Week is.
That is fantastic because I am just
tell me?
learning. Indeed. So I'm not talking, however, about the celebration of some fans to the team of the south of us. So this is like a celebration of fatness and success in brown bears. It's a sort of competition of nature put on by the National Park System. Now, what happens, you may ask? The National Park System puts 12 bears in the Alaskan Peninsula. It's at Katmai National Park, on the Brooks River. They put these bears in there sometime in the summertime, right? They use trail cameras, web cameras. The system, they monitor these brown bears throughout the summer heading into winter. And they keep track of how they grow. And it gives them about 6 months to hunt and bulk up for the winter for hibernation.
So we are here to farm.
Now, for the educational portion of the segment, during hibernation, bears gain upwards of 50% of their own body weight before hibernation. During hibernation, bears lower their heart rate as low as 8 beats per minute, and they may only take one breath every 45 seconds. That's per the nationalparkservice.org. So you can come away with this segment at all with those fun little bear facts. You've learned something.
More you know.
Let's drag this down further. At the end of those 6 months, what they do is they take a picture of the final product before these bears head into hibernation and hibernation starts. And this is what picture is. It goes up on their website and people literally vote in a March Madness type bracket style tournament. Now, there's a little bit of controversy this year. It's not all fun and games. The field of play was missing one contestant. The contestant is a bear, by the way. And they were unfortunately mauled to death by another bear, because that's what happens in the wild, and it also happens when you put 11 or so bears on the same side of the river together. Something bad is bound to happen.
Williams to the outside, picked off!
Indeed. So now, thank you.
It's a different bear.
So now that I know, I'm like super into this, right? Fat Bear Week has it all. It's got matchups. Bear 909 Jr. is going up against Bear 128, a.k.a. Grazer, who was the 2023 reigning champ, who's looking for a championship repeat. Fan engagement, you can vote, as I mentioned last year. 1.3 million people voted in the competition last year. So joke's on me for not knowing that this thing actually exists. And, of course, there's a little bit of violence. And what makes every news story great, you guys? Well, a cheesy news organization covering the story. This is a story of last year's winner.
There is officially a winner.
of Fat Bear Week. This is a real thing.
Okay, I mean, did you catch that at the end there? What that other anchor did?
This is a real thing.
That sounded like some witty anchor banter there.
Like, is that to use your own sound effects? All right, that's fine, but don't worry, it gets better.
Here's the winner, Grazer. Though it kind of looks like Grazer is more of a feaster.
Okay.
So you get it?
So, welcome to Fat Bear Week, everybody. It's voting started 2 days ago, runs through the end of the week, and I'm enthralled in this. So maybe I keep track of it. Maybe I see if Fat Bear Week, if Grazer comes out another championship. There's so many. Do they name the competition after the fallen bear that has lost their life? Can we do that? Memorial counts?
Yes.
What's the fallen bear's name?
You know what stinks, though? I think you only get a name if you won, because every other bear is like bear number 721. Like,
oh, that's all sciencey, right?
Right. So they kind of keep track of it that way. But like, give them names. Let the people vote on names. So anyway, unbeknownst to me, and I hope now that you all know, it is Fat Bear Week, and I wish a happy Fat Bear Week to you all.
This is a real thing.
I mean, if you can do sound effects, though, then that's okay, Deb.
Okay, good to know.
You know what I mean?
Because
this is a real thing.
But can you? I was gonna say, was that good?
That was them.
Know, so.
I got good sound effects.
All right. Okay, well, we got actually a pretty good ride. Really not seeing any delays. It's been a great ride so far this morning. No incidents really to report. Maybe a quick brake check eastbound 94 on the ramp from 175 to eastbound in the stadium. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws right now. I'm not complaining, though. Everybody's doing well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me Saturdays at 1 for Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with communities across the state for the best and brightest spots in Wisconsin. This week, we're joined by Stephanie Klett from Lake Geneva.
Kind of check off the scooter-friendly back roads for you to explore, or do what you did, and that's take the guided scooter tours, and they'll tell you about a lot of different places around the lake.
And we'll check in with the Travel Wisconsin folks. It is Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays, right here on WTMJ.
Don't have to take my word for it. Vince Virtrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Here's a headline in The Guardian. Clutter and chaos can have all kinds of effects, from decreased productivity to a compulsion to eat unhealthily. My friends Katie and Dan are the local team that can help by giving you the tools to clean things up. Decluttering boosts mood, improves physical health, escalates ability to focus. Drawers, cabinets, hangers, cubbies, for any space in your home. Beautiful and functional. You can stop by and visit. They're right out there in Waukesha. You try everything out, and then you work with the team to build your project in their 3D software, so you know how it's going to look and how much it'll cost before you start your project. The deal is still going right now. You tell them Vinny sent you, they'll give you 10% off the cost of your project or 18 months free financing. Eliminate the clutter, calm the chaos, literally improve your health. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE. 877-64-BIBLE.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the road. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 67 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Nice night ahead, low down to 56.
I'm telling you, that one had some sting on it.
Show did.
You know what we should mention? I know it's frustrating and there's anger there. There's just devastation. There's disappointment and all of that when something like that happens, like it did. But don't think for a second that those directly involved with the product, meaning those that spend every day training, swinging a bat, covering the team, working the team, part of that organization, don't think for a second that they are not sharing in your devastation.
Well, I want to share a story with you quickly. Remember Patrick won virtual baseball yesterday on this here program, and we sent him to the game. Patrick's on the line with us this morning. Morning, Patrick.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Well, not great, but
we're getting through it. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to know your story about what you saw right there as Jackson Churio, our young guy, was on deck. Maybe would have had a chance to at least tie the game and keep this thing going.
For sure, yeah. Thanks. First off, thanks for WTMJ. It was a great experience. I was jacked up all day, made my day, and it was a different feeling, right? Different than years past. We had Pat Murphy, and it was a great season. But I sneak up closer at the end of the game. I have a buddy in the front row, and I'm next to the on-deck circle. And Jackson Churio is focused, and obviously double play ends the game. And you could see him, just the disappointment that he didn't get to go up to bat. And he stared into the crowd, into the upper deck, and into the second level for a good minute straight, just absorbing it and looking at the crowd. And then the Mets were celebrating on our field, and Jesse Winker was kind of acting like a jackass, and eventually Churio just takes his bat and just pounds it into the ground into 100 pieces. And it was just out of frustration that he just wanted to win. And to have a 20-year-old that had that kind of vibe to him, it's different, and we have a lot to build on here. And I think we have a bright future, and we got Pat Murphy, so it feels a lot different than the Craig Counsell days. We actually have a manager that has a post-game interview that says what it is. We got beat by a team that had 3 all-star players on first, second, and third at bat, and Lindor just beat Williams, man. He fouled off a lot of good pitches, and he got paid for what he gets paid for, and we got beat, and we had a great season. None of us expected this, I don't think, going into the year, so
appreciate you sharing the appreciate you sharing the story, Patrick. Glad it was it was mostly a good game.
Right. Speaking of that, obviously Uke was on the call last night. My guess is we think he was probably just waiting for the clinching game. That's why he was waiting to the game that would have been the winning game. Here's what he had to say at the end.
Our next broadcast will come to you from Arizona. That's what's going to happen. And we'll be back with you, and hopefully you'll be back with us.
Uke was in the clubhouse at the end there. He was one of the last ones there, Greg Matzek says, and some of the players devastated after talking to him. Yelich especially just devastated after having a conversation with Uke. Wanted to play this to wrap it up. This is Jeff Levering, our guy. Love this
friend
guy.
of the program.
Absolutely love this guy, and struggled a bit to say goodbye last night. It's more perspective than anything. Just don't forget how much it matters to these folks as well.
Well, your final score tonight was 4-2. Nothing going on in the Brewers minor league system. Nothing going on until spring training next year. Man.
Hey, everybody. Debbie Lausga here for today's Daily Download for Friday, October 4th, 2024. Here are some of the stories.
Okay, so sorry about that. Debbie's busy working back there. All right, so here's a little bit more from Levering.
Or all-star closer on the mound, and Pete Alonso, who had one career postseason home run, ends up picking up his second, a 3-run shot. And the Mets added one more to make it a final score of 4-2 and send the Brewers home for the 2024 season. What a whirlwind it was. A lot of highs, not too many lows. 93 wins, and you come up just a couple of outs short. How exciting it always is, every single year, with all the hope. And then, at the end of the day, only one team gets to celebrate at the end of the year with the championship. And this year it will not be the Milwaukee Brewers. Tough year. Tough way to finish this one. But congratulations to the Mets. They'll take on the Philadelphia Phillies in the division series in Philadelphia starting on Saturday. So we'll say goodbye, and we will chat with you again in the spring, where we will try and do it all over again in 2025. Just never know what's going to happen, folks. That's why we're all fans. And we all care. Because this game is the best. Well, we'll get through it somehow. We'll have the off season. And then we'll be baseball again in the spring in Arizona. Special thanks to everybody involved in this one. Everybody at our flagship station at WTMJ in Milwaukee and all along the Brewers Radio Network. For Josh Maurer, Lane Grindle, our producer and engineer Kent Sommerfeld, of course, the legendary Bob Uecker. This is Jeff Levering saying goodbye for the final time in 2024. We'll chat with you again next spring. This has been a presentation of the Brewers Radio Network.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the